Let's wait for more response. So I saw like a lot of A, but a few D also there, but I'm not very sure whether people mentioned the D for the previous question or for this question. But let's see what is the right answer is. The right answer is A. Once again, Magesh, you want to jump in and clarify that because some people have mentioned D as also the right answer.
Yes, yes. So the question was like, which of the following is the correct statement about the cloud computing? So we all know like what is cloud computing? The cloud computing abstracts the system by pooling and sharing the resources. Like we can create different types of resources. We can share those resources with the users. We can pool them. So the A is the right answer.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Magesh, for the clarity. We can move to question number 8, and only we are left with 4 more questions. Here is the question and here are the options. And now you can answer for question number 8. So I can see some A, I can also see some C and D also there, but a lot of A. Yeah. So many A's are coming in. There is one B is also there. Okay, let's see what is the right answer. I think somebody also mentioned D. Yeah, some D is also coming. But mostly people are mentioning A. Let's see the answer. Uh, Answer is A. Again, you want to add anything, Magesh? Since like few people are also mentioned some of the other options.
Yes, in the architecture, like the question was the architecture layer is used as a backend in cloud computing. So we all know like there are in architecture we have three layers. One is front end. In between front end and back end there is one internet is there. And in back end, the actual thing is we are creating some kind of clouds, right? In that cloud we are developing some kind of resources. So the answer will be like a cloud, not the software or client, because the software and client comes to the front end. Software it comes like with this cloud only. So the main answer is cloud.
Great. Thank you, Magesh, once again, like for the clarity. And now we are moving to the next question. You can stop responding to the question number 8. Now you can start responding to question number 9. And here is the question, and here are the options. And yeah. You can see D is the answer mentioned by uh, Deepa Prabhu. Okay, I'm waiting for some more answers. Okay, a lot of D's are coming in. Let's wait for more responses. It looks like people are thinking, sorry, my screen is gone. Oh, okay. Just a minute. I'll just show you the screen again. So is screen is visible? Question number 9 is visible? Yes, okay. So yeah, what is the answer? Question number 9, it's D, okay. D, okay, D, and A is also coming, okay. C is also coming, okay. But a lot of D's are coming in. Maybe we can see the answer also now. But yeah, of course, the answer is D. I think many of you have mentioned the right answer. The answer is D for question number 9. And now we can move to question number 10. We can also stop responding to question number 9. We can move to question number 10 now. And the question 10 here is, Here is the question and here are the options.
Question 9 is visible to me.
Oh, I don't know. For me, it's visible. Is it visible now?
Yes, now.
Thank you, Magesh. Yeah, question 10 is visible now. So you can.
No, it's question number 9.
Again 9.
Oh.
No, sir. Again, 9 is visible, sir.
Oh my God, just a minute. Now?
No, sir.
I'll stop sharing it. Maybe I think somebody has taken the control. Just a minute. Is it visible now, Magesh or Narendra?
Yes,
Yes,
it is
yes.
visible.
Yeah. Now visible.
I'm extremely sorry, faculty members, so for the challenges. But yeah, question number 10 is visible now. You can put the answers now. Yeah, we got the first answer, like answer is B. And yeah, so people are mentioning B is the right answer. And we are also getting D, but a lot of B's are there. Okay. Only one D and many people are saying like B is the right answer. And we are also having C. Okay. But a lot of people are mentioning B. B's are coming in. Okay. Okay, let's wait for some more seconds. B. Yeah. So let's see the answer, and answer is the B. Yeah, big applause to all of you for who has given the right answer and who has also attempt these questions. But yeah, now we can move to the next question. So yeah, Narendra or Mahesh, you can say like whether the question is visible or not. Visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes,
It
yes.
is visible.
So here are the questions and here are the options. Now you can respond for question number 11, and this is the last question. Answer D. Okay, D. There are a lot of D's are coming in. Question number 11, D. I think one faculty was always mentioned with the question number and the answer. It was really a great. Yeah. So a lot of D. I think only D. I'm not able to see any other options. Only D's are coming in. Great. I think people has no questions related to this question number 11. I think one more faculty is also mentioning with the question number, but yeah, great. So the answer is, of course, answer is B. Many of you have attempted correctly, and big applause to all of you for attend this wonderful quiz program. And now, anybody like who got 11 to 11, if yes, like can mention yes in the chat box. Is anybody? Yeah, I think before to that, we can give a big round of applause to all of you. There is a applause symbol also in the reaction button. You can also mention that. Yeah, so applause are coming in. So big applause to all of you for scoring. Attempting this quiz program. Yeah, we are also getting the score. Like there are a lot of people got like 11 out of 11. There are people got like 9 out of 11, 10 out of 11. Great score. But yeah, overall, like it was a good quiz program. I really enjoyed it. I hope like you also enjoyed the quiz program. And I hope like this also helped us to understand like what we have learned yesterday. And if you have any questions, it also helps us to get the clarity on that. Great. And with this, I am handing over the session to Magesh as well as to Narendra. Over to both of you. And I stop sharing my screen. And but before to that, thank you so much for joining in. I think now we have 118 participants. Like some of the participants have joined a little late. So just to inform you, like we were playing some sort of like quiz program just to do a small recap about what we have learned yesterday. And we have just finished with the recap today. And now we are jumping into the today's session. And I'm handing over this to our technical trainers. Over to Magesh and Narendra.
Yeah, good morning, all faculty members.
Good morning, sir.
So any doubts from the last session, yesterday's session? Or else good to go with today's content.
So before that, Narendra, let me ask questions to all faculty. Like everyone got the subscription on their Azure portal. Is there
No,
anyone like they are having issues with the Azure portal? Okay, Pratipta Pal. So what issues you are having, Pratipta Pal, ma'am? Most of you have configured, like most of you have got the subscription as per my knowledge. Only few of you might be having problem. So can those who are having problems can please take a screenshot of that error and let me, you can put it in chat so I can help you with it. Okay. Someone has sent the screenshot. Yes, Samir sir, yeah, it is right. You got the subscription. Anyone still finding the difficulty? So you can do one thing. You can again send me your Outlook ID and I will check it once from backend whether it is coming or what is the issue. Okay. Don't see the LMS part. I'm asking the Azure portal part. Azure portal part. Don't look for LMS part. Look for Azure portal only. Let me share my screen. You need to see like whether the subscription has been added to your Azure portal. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm me whether you're getting my screen or not. Yes, Narendra, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for saying. So when you log in, like you might be receive an invitation mail yesterday only. Some kind of this mail you will be receiving at your Gmail, Outlook ID, and you need to accept this invitation. After accepting this invitation, you will be redirected to this login microsoftonline.com, and after relogging, there will be one more button. Right now, I have accepted. That's why it is taking me to the login page directly. But in your case, there should be two buttons. Like you need to accept it. After clicking on accept button, then you will be coming to this page. Okay. And after completing this kind of this process, what you will be doing? You will be opening this Azure portal.azure.com. Let me log out this my account. So you need to log into portal.azure.com. Okay. So after login, you will be your Outlook ID will be visible in such a case. If it is not visible, then use another account, and you need to log into your Outlook account. Now, for demo purpose, I have created one dummy account. Suppose the account look like this. Okay. So here the welcome Azure message is coming and three starts button, view button. The screen is visible to you. Okay. So the such a screen you are getting after accepting the request. What you need to do is you need to go to this right hand side corner and you will here you need to find the switch directory option. And after clicking on that switch directory, you will be finding the Azure world fund. Okay, switch directory. And you need to switch it to this Azure world. Okay. So that means like you have got the subscription from our company. And one more way to check the subscription. Let me switch to my subscription account. To check the subscription, you need to search for these subscriptions, okay, in search bar. Just search the subscription and click on that subscription button, and here you will be finding the subscription plan is been enabled to your account, okay, and some role of contributor is been given to you. So right now I'm having owner role, but you will be giving with the role contributor. So just look for this whether you have got this EF subscription or not, and those who have not got this EF subscription, you just do one thing, you just text me your Outlook ID in this chat box. I will be configuring the subscription plan for you, okay. The email ID should be Outlook only, no Gmail ID I need it, okay. So if you don't have Outlook ID, you can create it and you can pass me the output ID. Okay, got it? Okay, good. So Narendra, you can start it. Meanwhile, I will be adding those faculty who don't have the subscription. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So all dear faculty, start for today's session, the theoretical part. I'm just sharing the screen. Please confirm me whether can you see the screen or not.
It's visible, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So yesterday we'll go back and recap what we had done in the yesterday. So this is the last question. I think the last question is also basing on this only. So we have delivery models in the cloud computing. So namely infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. This is software as a service. Okay, so this is software as a service. That is one thing. And if you observe the commonality, if I want to compare infrastructure, platform, and software as a services, the first common thing is this layer is there, this gray color layer. It is there in all the three services. So like from networking to the operating system, this will be there in the three models like infrastructure, platform, and software. So what is this model? So this model, this gray color section contains the networking components, storage components, servers. This means physical servers, virtualization will be there, and operating system will be installed on the particular servers. So that means here it is all telling about the hardware part. So this is the hardware part of the particular delivery. That hardware part will be there in the infrastructure, platform, and the software as a services. So my take in these three examples is this hardware part is common among all the three models. That is one thing. The second thing is who will manage this hardware part. So we have two parties in the cloud computing. We have two parties. One is the client party who is there at the front end, and the other one is the cloud service provider who is there at the back end. Okay. So now who will manage this? So already we are given whatever be the blue color is there. The blue color is just nothing but the client. You manage means the client will manage, and the gray color part is managed by the vendor. Vendor means cloud service provider. So that means all these hardware part compulsory will be given by the cloud service provider, and the particular person, the client, need to accept it. That is the only point. Okay, now this part I am discussing today, this hardware part is just nothing but our virtual machine. So this is the hardware part. I am just taking the hardware part only today, and now we are configuring the hardware part. So either I can change the operating system with the Linux sometimes, so I can change with the Windows sometimes. So anyhow, we are dealing with the hardware part and try to configure that. That hardware part is nothing but virtual machine. So we'll go on the study the virtual machine and the different types of configurations and different types of virtual machines here today's session. Okay, so let me start the virtual machine here. The virtual machine is just nothing but the hardware component of all the three models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So now in cloud computing, what are the different resources are there in the real time. So in the real time, most of the times we are dealing with the computing resources. That is the highest number of services, highest number of requests are there from the client side. And besides this, some storage services are requested, some database services, some networking services will be there. So these are the four dominant services. Yeah, these are the four dominant services which we are encountering everyday life while we are dealing with the cloud computing. So here I have given a rating for this, all the services. The first rating I'm giving is the computing services as second, storage as third, and database fourth. So depends on the number of requests which we are encountering everyday life, okay, in the cloud computing environment. So now all the Azure core services is used to build, test, deploy, and manage. So sometimes some applications will be there, like they are building and they are neglecting. Some services like virtual machine is there. So the virtual machine is coming from compute services, like number one. Okay, rating is number one. So the virtual machine will be there. The virtual machine will be built with some configuration, like memory, this much memory will be there, this operating system will be there, this networking component will be there, these many B cores will be there. All these things we are building, and after building, so the we are testing the particular virtual machine. So testing means, so the virtual machine is used to test any software. I'll tell you when the slide comes. So the virtual machine is used to test any software, any malfunction, or any particular operating system when the new patch is coming. So they are testing first on the virtual machines, because the virtual machine is online. So we can deploy the operating system and we can see the performance. If the performance is okay, then they can issue the beta version. If it is okay, then they will go for the final product. That is how the testing of any resources will be there. So that is testing and deploying. Once the testing is giving you very good performance result, then we are deploying the resource on the infrastructure, maybe public infrastructure or private infrastructure. And after that, maybe the particular deployed resource will be maintained for 1 year or maybe 10 years or maybe more than 10 years. That depends on our requirement. So yesterday we have generated one container service, like storage account we have created. In the storage account, we have created one container. In the container, we try to kept in something like one movie or from text file or Excel file. So that means here by night, so maybe after 1 hour or maybe 2 hours, we have deleted all the resources. That means here the managing part of this resource is just 1 hour. Sometimes there will be some applications where we need to manage the resources, deployed resources, maybe for 1 year or maybe more than that. Okay. So these services are all maintained through the data centers. So the data centers are the key, are physical places where you are having all the physical components, like your servers, large servers will be there, and some networking components will be there. The collection of all these resources is nothing but the data center. So the data center will be in a building or a multi-story building, like a maximum of one apartment. Okay, 1 meter, like 50 meters to 500 meters will be there. There we are having all the power equipment is there, uninterrupted power supply is there, cooling will be there, security will be there. Okay, all these things will be maintained in the data center, through which all the services will be maintained. So these are the 4 different services, and in these 4 different services, the common thing is the virtual machine, the hardware part. So that we are going to learn today. So now Azure computing services, these computing services can be of many types. So maybe a disk, maybe a processor, maybe a memory, maybe a networking, maybe an operating system on demand. So if you are requesting any one or more than one components from the cloud service provider, then that particular service is called as computing services. Okay, these computing services basing on the request, like are you requesting a disk or a processor or a operating system? Basing on your request, this is categorized into either infrastructure as a service model or a platform as a service model. So one such example is infrastructure as a service model for computing services. That is nothing but virtual machine. Virtual machine is requesting the cloud service provider only the hardware part. So that is only the infrastructure part. That is the reason why it is called as infrastructure as a service. As a service, it should be something like a service should be computing and should ask both hardware and platform. Platform is operating system and middleware besides the hardware. So now what is the example for this PaaS? Okay, that should be a computing service. Any example for this? Any example for PaaS delivery model? It should be a computing service and should accept both hardware part and the platform part. You can unmute yourself and please give me one example for PaaS. Okay, the PaaS example is nothing but your SQL database. Okay, in the SQL database, we are using hardware. Okay, so in the SQL database, you might be knowing all the faculty members, like you are creating a server. In the server, you try to keep one particular database. Okay, the database where we are writing the coding, like create something, okay, tables, and we are keeping the data. So that means the server is there. That is the hardware part. And onto that, we are installing one of the SQL server, maybe MySQL, maybe SQL server, maybe NoSQL, PostgreSQL. All these softwares will be installed in the particular hardware system. So this is a combination of both the platform and the hardware. So I can say this is a PaaS model. Beside this infrastructure and PaaS delivery models, we have serverless architecture also. Serverless means we already discussed that every service in the cloud computing is not using any server. So by default, cloud itself is a server, and each service acting like a server. So that means no separate server is needed. So all the computing services will be of serverless. So you can go for serverless means is no hardware is, don't think like no hardware is there. Hardware is there, but the hardware itself is acting like a server. So I can say there is no server means there all the computing services are serverless. Now these are the different types of computing services which we are having in the Azure portal. So like virtual machines are there, so which is comes under computation category. So container services are there. Already we have seen this container service in the last class where we are using both hardware and software part. And Azure App Service is there. App Service means this is also comes under PaaS, platform as a service. So where you are having some softwares are installed on the hardware, existing hardware. So the user, if they want to use this particular computing service, so what they need to do is they need to install this particular, they need to request this particular service from the cloud service provider, and they need to keep the data and they need to run from their end. So that some app will be created from their end and they can use the app for their wish, maybe for 1 day or 1 year, that depends on their requirements. And Azure Functions. Azure Functions means nowadays we are seeing some ads like microservices or monolithic services. Monolithic services means so is completely under one server. So, but these functions are microservices means whenever some functions are there, some trigger is occurring, one function is instigated, then automatically that particular event will be executed and then it return back to the normal operation. So basing on these functions, you can go for microservices, or I can say this is each function is having one particular service is triggered, and each service is serverless, or I can say because of this Azure Functions can also be called as serverless computing. Serverless computing. So all these resources comes under computing services under Azure portal. Now we'll see the specifically for Azure missions. So we have all these services. Only I want to concentrate on this Azure virtual missions. Let us come to the Azure virtual missions. Azure virtual mission are the software version of the physical hardware system. So we are all joined to this seminar by desktop or laptops. So this laptop or desktop is called as physical system, and here we are going to create the same physical hardware on the cloud. So that is called a software version of the physical hardware. That is nothing but virtual machine. So this virtual machine can be used like a physical computer where you can do all the normal operations like the storing of the data will be there. You can create some tables, you can install some softwares, you can update, you can delete the resources, whatever you want, you can do. Like it is similar to the computer. So the virtual mission, VM stands for virtual missions. Virtual missions includes virtual processor like CPU, memory, storage, and some networking resources. So it is as similar to the physical computer where all these requirements will be there. The same requirements will be there for virtual machine. So only difference is the virtual machine will be residing in the cloud. That is the only thing. So the virtual machines host and operating system. Yes, without operating system, there is no brain for the physical system. So operating system is the brain. So that will be residing in the virtual machine, and you can install and run any other software like any physical computer. So like any other physical computer, you are going to install any other software. So in the same way, you can also go and install any other software in the virtual machine, and you can deploy your applications. Virtual machines provide infrastructure as a service. So already we know that infrastructure, only I'm taking the infrastructure part from the cloud service provider. So that is the reason why I'm calling this delivery model as infrastructure as a service. And this can be used in different ways. Like, so I can run. So if I'm generating a virtual machine, I can use this virtual machine in a different applications. Maybe I'm storing some data. Maybe I'm using the virtual machine for testing one software. Maybe I'm using the virtual machine for testing one malware. Okay, all these different applications I can do once the virtual machine is designed. So the virtual machine scale sets. So suppose say I'm having a requirement like I had generated one virtual machine, only single virtual machine I have created. After that, my business requirement is there. I'm getting more traffic. Okay, if I want to handle this much traffic, I need to go for scaling up or scaling down. Okay, so how you can do this scaling up or scaling down? So there is a possibility like I can increase or decrease the number of instances of the virtual machine using this model, virtual machine scale sets. So use feature, so I can scale up or scale down. So only thing is, so you need to give some threshold. Threshold means suppose say I'm having a virtual machine, the first virtual machine. In this virtual machine, I have installed or I have hosted one of the web application. So now this web application, I'm giving access to the public. So let us consider this virtual machine and the hosted like a website will be on the public cloud. So now there, all the public will have the access to these resources. They are getting connected to these resources according to the requirements. Once the traffic for this particular server is increasing, so I'm keeping a threshold here. So whenever I'm having 90% of my maximum capacity of my server, and that is existing for 2 seconds or 3 seconds or maybe maximum of 5 seconds, then there is a requirement like I need to create one more virtual machine. If the second virtual machine is also having the same phenomena, like 90% of its capability is exhausted and it is the traffic is exhausted for at least a minimum of 5 seconds, then I can go for creating one more instance of virtual machines. All these things I can clearly mention in the Azure portal through this feature, virtual machine scale sets. And same way, you can scale up or scale down. So configuration of all the virtual machines is same. So here the thing is, suppose the moment you install, you got the service from the cloud service provider, the same instance will be created. You cannot increase the capacity and you cannot decrease the capacity of the virtual machine. The same virtual machines will be used for scaling up or scaling down. This service supports auto scaling. Yes, auto scaling, you need not mention manual way. So automatically the threshold condition meets, then automatically it is scaling. So there is no requirement for pre-provisioning of virtual machine. Suppose say, if you are predicting like the customers today will be going to increase, suppose say, okay, and you are asking the cloud service provider to deploy many number of virtual machines on my server, on my infrastructure. So the cloud service provider deployed many number of virtual machines, but then traffic is very very normal. So I can handle the total traffic using single virtual machine, but I assume in the wrong way and I'm having 10 virtual machines now. So I need to pay for these extra 10 virtual machines. So that pre-provision of virtual machine is not required when you are going for virtual machine scale sets. So completely it's an automated one. So no need of pre-provision of virtual machines is there, so that your time will be saved. And virtual machines can be added and removed based on the demand. Yes, so demand is changing, then the process of scaling up or scaling down will be changing. Scaling processes can be manual. Yes, that can be manual and can be automated, and the both combination of both. So most of the times manual means the first instance of virtual machine will be manual. So where you are requesting and configuring the virtual machine, that is completely manual. And after getting the first copy of the virtual machine, then you can go for the automation. or else you can go for the combination of both. I can use manually I can create the virtual machine again for handling the traffic, or else I can go for the automation way, or both. Now, what is the virtual machine? So virtual machine, we can call this as a VM, virtual machine. The virtual machine is the virtual representation of the existing physical computer. Okay, I'll have a diagram. So where you are clearly seeing what is the virtual machine, how this virtual machine is created on the physical existing software. So let me go for this particular slide, and then I'll go for the particular picture. So it has virtual processor. Yes, there is a processor will be there. Memory will be there. Some storage networking component will be there. It is like a computer, ordinary computer, but it is existing in the cloud. That is the only difference. The virtual machines are referred to as guest, while the physical servers are acting like a host. So now I can create a virtual machine. Okay, so that is residing on the infrastructure of my physical hardware. So the physical hardware, the physical system is called as a host, and the virtual machine which is residing on top of this particular physical system is called as a guest. Virtualization makes it possible to create multiple virtual machines on a single physical machine. So there is a possibility like you can create number of virtual machines. All virtual machines are guest, and the physical machines is called as a host. So like that, according to your requirement, you can scale up or scale down. So now who is doing all this virtualization? Yes, already we have seen the hypervisor or any other software which is segmenting the existing large resources into smaller pieces, and each piece is given access to the client, is nothing but a hypervisor and hypervisor like software. So the hypervisor is a virtualization software which is dividing this large physical hardware, and it is generating the virtual machines, and it is coordinating with the clients. Now see here the diagram. It is a little bit complex, but it is very easy to understand. See how the virtualization is working. Suppose say you are having a physical hardware. So this gray color is there, now this brown color. So this brown color is the physical hardware which is available in the data center. Maybe a nearby region, we are having one data center which is a huge hardware. Maybe 1000 GB hardware is there. Storage is available here, and this hardware I want to share among multiple clients. So let us consider client 1 is there. The client 1 is asking 1 GB memory from this hardware. So since it is a 100 GB memory unit, so I can divide this 100 GB into small chunks like 1 GB, and this small 1 GB chunk I'm giving to this client number 1. And same way, virtual machine from the client 2. So there is a request, and is now asking 2 GB. So now the same amount 2 GB is giving to the client number 2, and so on. So here all clients will be handled at a time parallelly. So using the same single resource. Now who is doing this small chunks, dividing the hardware, so large hardware into small piece means, so some software is doing all these things. That software is nothing but hypervisor. And now this hardware is understanding the behavior of the hypervisor. How it is understanding the behavior of the hypervisor? So by its memory or by its brain. So that brain is nothing but your operating system. This host operating system is the operating system which is sitting on the physical hardware, maybe Windows or maybe a Linux. So through which it is understanding the actions of the hypervisor. Once it understands the operation of the hypervisor, then it is deallocating the particular hardware resources and to the client. So all these resources, the small chunks, after dividing from the large hardware, will be entering into virtual machine monitor. So here it is maybe you are having single client, maybe you are having multiple client at a given time. So now if I am having 3 clients, all these resources will be properly given to the clients. Suppose if this is 1 GB request, then the 1 GB is given to the client number 1, and so on. So these clients will be coexisting. At the same time, they will be existing. So this is what we have explained in the last class also. This is something like this virtual machine is having some application like it is working like a mail server. The second virtual machine is acting like a web server. It is working like a legacy apps. So all these virtual machines are having different purposes, and all the hardware part is different. All the operating systems are different. There is no correlation between this virtual machine to all other virtual machines, and all the virtual machines in this hosted physical hardware, all are separated by logical gaps. So see here, this is a logical gap, which means to say that this hardware is different from this hardware. So now I can use the same single physical system and I can deploy many hardware, and each hardware can be used for one service, so that I am using the single hardware for multiple applications at a time. So that is how I can increase the computational capacity of the single hardware. I can increase the availability of the each resource. So that is how I can maintain the virtualization. So any doubt from this diagram, sir? Anyone? So from one single physical resource, I am generating multiple instances of virtual machines. Each virtual machine is having its own application. And I am using all the resources at a time. So can I go to the next slide? Are any doubts in this slide? Okay. So now what are the advantages and the disadvantages of making virtual machines? So there are little disadvantages are there, but if you see the advantages, the virtual machine once it is created. So the first best advantage is resource utilization. Just now we have seen like one physical hardware can be divided into multiple different hardwares. Maybe the hardware is present in the cloud. So that means the resources will be utilized for the highest usage. Okay, till its maximum capacity, 100%. So that is the best advantage. The scaling process. Yes, the scaling process means according to your business requirement, you can increase the number of instances, or you can decrease the number of instances of your virtual machine. That is scaling process. Portability. This is also important feature of the virtual machine. Portability means, suppose say I'm having this virtual machine. This virtual machine is hosted on this physical hardware. Let us call this physical hardware as physical hardware number 1. So I'm having one more diagram. The same diagram I'm having here also on the right side also. So in this right side also, we are having one hardware. One large hardware is there. I'm calling that as hardware number 2. So I deploy this virtual machine from this hardware to this particular hardware also. That means I can deploy this virtual machine across multiple physical hardwares. That is called portability. So that can be used. So the portability will be there. Flexibility will be there. Flexibility already we have seen, like it can be dynamic changes of the business requirement. Suppose say if I want to, after deploying the virtual machine for the business requirement, while it is running, I can change the configuration of the virtual machine. Maybe I can change the operating system. Maybe I can change the memory configuration. Maybe I'm changing the number of vCores, number of memory units. So I can change when it is deployed and it is running under one service. So that is called flexibility. Anytime we can change the configuration. That is called flexibility. Security part. Already we have seen the security part. All the resources in the cloud computing, once it is deployed, they are highly secure. So there will be a monitoring mechanism will be there from the cloud service provider. Always it is checking for the health condition of each resource. If the health condition is not good, so then they are replacing with the fresher resources, so that the client will not feel like interruption in the services from the cloud service provider. Always he is enjoying the seamless services from the cloud service provider. So these are some of the advantages for the virtual machines. Any doubt? Somebody is unmuting. Okay. Hello. Okay. So now I am going for some use cases for the virtual machine. Use cases means how I can use my virtual machine. Okay, I have created virtual machine. Now what is the purpose of this virtual machine? Where can I use this? Yes, this virtual machine can be used to host cloud. Yes, in the cloud, we have created virtual machine. Now the virtual machine is acting like a physical system, and then in the physical system, now you can create one more virtual environment. So that means cloud computing environment you can able to create. That is the first major application. The second one is it can be used for DevOps, and it can be used to test. The virtual machine can be used to test one new operating system, whether it is working properly or not. Okay, that testing purpose you can use this virtual machine. So I can use the same virtual machine for investigate malware, if malware software is there, I can test for the functionality, whether it is working properly or not, what is the efficiency of this malware software, and all these things we can go and test on the virtual machines. And virtual machine can be used to run incompatible software. If any software is not compatible to the existing, suppose if you are releasing the particular software to the public, maybe the beta version, maybe the final version, sometimes it is not compatible to my, like sir told one of the faculty given one message like in my system this Power BI cannot be installed. So that is the incompatibility. Maybe the hardware is not supporting to install the Power BI. So that particular software incompatibility will be there sometimes. So before releasing any software, please check. If you want to check the hardware compatibility, then we are running these incompatible softwares on the virtual machines. So if it is going good, then we can release the beta version, and then if it is also okay, then we'll go for the final version. So now we'll go for the differences between RDP and SSH. So why this RDP and SSH? We all might be knowing like RDP and SSH are these two protocols which we are using for remote access. So let us consider we have a client here and we have a server here. So now I need to make these two contact with each other. They need to communicate with each other. So let us consider this particular server and client are using both Windows operating system. So these are remote desktop. So I can establish a connection between those two using one of the protocol. So that is a remote desktop protocol. This remote desktop protocol is running on TCP/IP stack and Windows-based operating system. So now I can communicate. If I establish RDP between these two, I can communicate from one side to the other side so that the communication is properly, securely established. So for that, RDP is used. So now what is the context of RDP in the virtual machine? Let us consider. So this is my suppose a virtual machine number 1. So this server I'm making as, so we have one phenomena like once the virtual machine is created, by default virtual machine is like a physical system. It's a computer. It is not like a server. So I can make the existing virtual machine to act like a server. There need to be done, few changes need to be done on the cloud itself. So I can make the virtual machine to act like a server. So now I'm considering this is a virtual machine which is like acting like a server. And this is the virtual machine which is acting like a normal virtual machine, that is client. So I am using some RDP protocol between these two because these two virtual machines are using Windows operating system, and now they need to communicate. So this process is called as peering. So this concept is called as peering, P-E-E-R-I-N-G, peering. So sometimes maybe in your private infrastructure, virtual machine, one system need to communicate with other systems. That communication can be established with this protocol, RDP protocol. RDP enables two systems can be access or communication between two systems through this protocol, RDP protocol. Besides this, one more protocol is there, SSH. So secure shell. This is also used for private peering only between two ends like server and a client. But here the operating system should be Unix or maybe Unix based or Linux based. Okay. So where you are securing is we are establishing a secure connection between the two ends. Even the two ends are not secure. So now, so after knowing this, these two protocols and the importance of making a connection between these two virtual machines, there is a lab like peering of two virtual machines that will be seen later. So for that also you can go and have this particular RDP and SSH. For these virtual machines, so we can create two virtual machines. One virtual machine using a Windows operating system. If I want to connect to that particular virtual machine from my physical system, I am using RDP protocol. And on same way, I can create one more virtual machine which is of Linux based operating system. If I want to connect to that particular virtual machine from my existing laptop, then I'm using SSH. So this is the importance of RDP and SSH. So moving on to the next options, these options, whatever be the options coming in the next slides, all these options are used for creation of the virtual machine. I will consolidate all these operations in the last slide. Okay, so let us go for the first option. So availability options for Azure virtual machine. What are the options which we are having in the Azure portal? The first option is availability set. So suppose say if you are creating the single instance of the virtual machine from the cloud service provider, the service provider giving you one virtual machine. You are requested one virtual machine. He is giving you the one virtual machine, but there is a probability like the existing virtual machine may be corrupted because of so many factors, maybe catastrophes, maybe calamities, maybe intentional one, maybe unintentional one, maybe false from the software end, maybe hardware is not properly working. Because of so many random situations, maybe the allocated resource or allocated virtual machine may not be working properly. For that reason, the cloud service provider is going to replicate the same virtual machine which is requested by the particular client for many times. So to make high availability and redundancy for the client. So always the client need to satisfy. Always the client need to see the particular resource is delivering some service. So even one resource is not working properly. If the virtual machine is not working, then it is replaced. So that is how you can create multiple instances of the existing virtual machine by going for this option. Otherwise, I can go all these availability set is there now. All these are multiple instances of virtual machine will be created on the same region. Suppose if I'm creating my virtual machine, maybe I'm getting this virtual machine because of my nearby data center, maybe in Hyderabad. So now I am creating multiple instances of this virtual machine. When I'm opting availability set is nothing but I am taking all these virtual machines from the existing nearby region, my data center. Now the next option is availability zone. In this availability zone, now we are having multiple data centers in the zone. So maybe you are taking your number of virtual machines. Number of virtual machines are created. That is for sure whether you are opting the availability set or availability zone or virtual machine scale set. In these three options, you are going to create the duplication of the existing resource. But here availability set is exclusively on the same data center. All the virtual machines will be there. In the availability zone, it can be maybe the data center is having zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. So you can take the instances from zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Why zone 1, zone 2, zone 3? All these multiple zones are having the duplicate version of the existing virtual machine. Suppose one zone is not working properly because of so many random situations. So other zone will replace. Suppose say you are opted Azure virtual machine scale set. So Azure machine scale set means you are creating group of virtual machines at a time. So you are creating group of virtual machines means suppose if your traffic is meeting the threshold condition, then I am telling the like Azure cloud service provider that if the service having this much threshold, then you create 10 virtual machines at a time. That means 10 virtual machines, 100 virtual machines at a time means you are instructing the cloud service provider to have group of virtual machines. That can be, you can ask single instance, you can go for multiple instances at a time. So that is can be requested through this particular option, Azure virtual machine scale sets. So in any of the options, you are going to create multiple instances of the virtual machine basing on your requirement. So now the first activity is creating virtual machine on Windows platform in the Azure cloud. Okay, so that will be taken up. So Mahesh. Mahesh, are you there?
Yes, Nathan.
So shall we stop or also can I explain further?
You can explain further, Nathan. I'm adding.
Okay, so
Okay,
then. Okay, yeah. Mahesh is there and adding all the Outlook IDs for having all subscriptions. So let us go and see the part how to create a virtual machine in the Azure cloud. So having Windows platform. So there will be two virtual machines will be there in this Azure. So one is using Windows operating system, other one is using Linux operating system. We are going to see both the virtual machines in this. So now this is the checklist. I need to see all these things to be ready while I want to create a virtual machine in the Azure portal. The first thing is I need to start with the network. So first thing, anyhow, the first thing is without subscription, we cannot do anything. You cannot request any service. So the first thing is subscription. That is what the Mahesh is working on. So you are giving some Outlook IDs and Mahesh is working on to create a subscription. Once the subscription is ready, so the first thing we are creating is we are creating a personal network. So virtual network we are creating on the cloud. So why one separate virtual network is created? So already we have seen the definition for the virtual machine. The virtual machine is just nothing but the combination of memory units, networks, IP addresses, all these things, or disk operating systems. The collection of all these things called as virtual machine. So the first important thing is I need to have one network. So virtual network, it is generated in the cloud itself. Once you create a virtual network, once the virtual network is created, you can go for the naming of the virtual machine. After naming the virtual machine, then I am integrating this existing virtual network to the virtual machine. So basing on the location or basing on the size, and I can go and select any size of the virtual machine. Maybe I'm having a large virtual machine having highest capacity. Maybe I'm having a limited capacity, that I can go and configure the size. But here you need to understand that if you are giving the same activity to the student will go for the highest capacity, maybe 100 GB memory unit. Then the pricing will be high. So you always check that the pricing model should be well understood. So the Azure itself is having a one small window that you can see the pricing for each and every resource. You are increasing the decreasing the size of the virtual machine, then you can easily acknowledge that pricing is high and low according to the size of the virtual machine. So once you are comfortable with the pricing model, then go for the storage and then operating system. So this is the flow using which we are going to create the virtual machine in the Azure cloud. Now start with the first step, how to create the network, virtual network. So this is completely virtual. I'm calling this as a virtual network, which is there in the Azure to provide. What is the basic purpose of any network? Any network? Any faculty member, please unmute yourself and please tell me what is the basic purpose of the networking component, either in physical components or maybe in the virtual way.
Sharing of resources.
Yes, sharing of the resources and communicating among all the resources. A communication need to be established. Suppose if I want to communicate from one point to the other point, or here device is there are another device is there, then I need to communicate, means through networks only we can communicate. So now I am creating a virtual network in the cloud, which is used to communicate among the different parts of the virtual machines. Okay, so between Azure machines and Azure services. Now this virtual network is created to communicate between different virtual machines and services. Virtual machines and services that are part of the same virtual network can access one another. So already I told you this. Suppose say one virtual network I have created, and the same virtual network can be used for multiple virtual machine creation. And these virtual machines can now use you use it to communicate from one virtual machine to the other virtual machine. So only thing you need to keep in mind that if you are using the same virtual network for multiple virtual machines, so all the virtual machines are working under same roof. That is called, actually the public IP will be same. So only thing is, since they are generated on same virtual network, the public IP is same. Only the change is the private IP is changing. So now one virtual machine is communicating with another virtual machine basing on private IP. So that is called internal communication. If you want to communicate one virtual machine which is deployed in one public IP number 1, and one virtual machine is deployed in public IP number 2, then if they want to communicate, then that is called external communication. So for that also network is needed. But here one virtual network, the same virtual network we are using for creation of multiple virtual machines. So which is used for internal communication. By default, services outside the virtual network cannot connect to the services inside the virtual network. Yes, because the IP conflict will be there. Because of IP conflict, firewalls between the two virtual machines, outside machines cannot be communicating with the inside machines. You can, however, configure the network to allow the access to the external services also. Okay, including on-premise services also. Suppose say the IP is conflicting. Even then, you can make the virtual machines to communicate. Even the external IP is different and internal IP is different by making some adjustments in terms of firewalls and all. So you can go for that. That is called external peering. spend some time. Okay, you can configure according to the scenario whether to go for internal communication or to go for external communication. You can make some changes while you are creating the virtual machine itself. So when you set a virtual network, you can specify the available address sets also. Like suppose say you can mention the security also, subnets also, all the address spaces also you can mention at the time of virtual machine creation itself. Suppose say I have created a virtual network. Now I'm using this virtual network for creation of the virtual machine. Now I'm keeping this particular securities. The security will be of many types. So we are going to see how many types of security are available while you are creating a virtual machine or any other resource. So we are always going for, there are advanced security levels are also there. If you want to protect your data more 100% secure, then we are going for high level security. There the cost of involvement is also high. Each service will be built. So that is the reason why we go and select the standard security only, the basic security part only, because this is the demo part. So if you are going for another level of security, the pricing part will be high. After deciding the virtual network address space and everything, so you can create one or more subnets in your virtual network. So you can create one instance or more instances of your virtual network. So now I am planning for virtual machine deployment. So once the virtual network is mapped to one virtual machine, so now communication can be initiated among all the components of the virtual machine. And now we are discussing about the next part. If you want to communicate from one virtual machine to the other virtual machine, what are the things I need to look at? So some ports need to be open. So suppose say I'm having one virtual machine is having some Windows-based operating system. Maybe I'm using port number 22, or maybe I'm using port number 80 for communication. So that I need to handle this. Without that particular port, I cannot communicate. Even if I'm deploying RDP protocol or SSH protocol in between two virtual machines, I cannot establish the connection between the two ends once the ports are not ready. So I need to see all these basic things when I want to communicate one server to the other client, or maybe from one virtual machine to the other virtual machine. So ports I need to open, operating system I need to select, how much disk space I need to use for my application. I need to configure what kind of data I need to use. Maybe we are having many data types, structured data, unstructured data. Yesterday, Mahesh also told while we creating Azure blob storage. So there we can go and keep that different data structures there. So in the same manner, we can define the structure of the data. So now you can go for configuring CPUs, memories, disks. All these things are optionals. So in CPU also many options are there. In the memory, so many memory units are there. In the disk also many disks are available ready-made. And you can this is something like a drag and drop. So you can select randomly. It is taking from shelf and you are deploying that particular thing in the virtual machine. That much easy. So these are all the options which we are taking from the provider to establish the virtual machine after creation of the virtual network. So now this is the window which shows you how to name your virtual machines and how to go for the region availability options, what we have discussed till now. So this is something like this. Till now we have discussed about 30 minutes. So this is this is the instance. So this particular window is there, part of window. This is what I am discussing all about. This is taking only 3 minutes time. The theory part will be taken about 30 minutes, and if you want to fill these options, 3 minutes. Virtual machine name. So you can name any virtual machine name. So the maximum number of characters are 15. If it is Windows-based virtual machine, the maximum number of characters are 64. If it is a Linux-based virtual machine. So anyhow, you are writing your own virtual machine name, and you can select the region. So the region is by default, it is in East US. Okay, you can change this option also. So you just unlock this box and you can hit whatever be the region you want. So please select the region which is closest to your particular region. So why closest? So the closest thing means the service will be deployed in this particular region. The requested virtual machine will be deployed in this region, selected region. So when the region is closer to you, then you are having low latency. So you can, with the low latency, you can able to connect to the resources so that the availability of the resources will be maintained very high. So next is availability options. You already seen that we have 3 options. Already we have like availability sets, availability zone, availability like availability sets are there. So all these options are there where you are creating multiple instances of the virtual machines. By creation itself, we are creating original and we are creating the duplicates also. But here availability options, what I had selected, I have not selected. See here, I want to go and show you these availability options. I'm going back, few steps back. See here, availability options are there. So three options are available. Availability set is there, availability zone is there, availability virtual machine scales, VMSS are also there. In these three options, you can create multiple instances of the virtual machine. So that redundancy will be higher. For each redundancy, there will be billing. So, but I don't want to go for redundancy. I just want to confine myself to only single virtual machine. I don't want to go for multiple instances of the virtual machine. See here, availability option for that case, no infrastructure redundancy is required. I am telling the cloud service provider, I don't want to create the duplication of my resource. I want to go for only one virtual machine. So the next one is image. Image means which operating system you want to select. There are two operating systems, Windows and Linux. In the Windows are also there are multiple versions are there. Then you select one according to your wish, and you can select. If you are not sure about that, you can click this link. See all images. So there a list, a huge list of all the operating systems will be there. You can select one. So then the size of the operating system. So the different sizes will be there. That means CP number of CPUs you can select, the GB memory unit you can select. All these things you can select. If you are not sure about the particular size of the virtual machine, then you can hit this see all sizes. The huge list will be opened. You can select one. So I always prefer Windows Server 9 for Windows based virtual machine, and I always go for S1. It is selected as a DS1. So you can go for S1 also. So there will be option like S1 also. If you click this see all sizes, that is the basic size where you are having one CPU, around 2 GB memory will be there. So why we are going for the lowest infrastructure means the costing will be considered. The costing will be low. So if your physical requirement, your business requirement is high, you can select accordingly. Accordingly, the pricing will be done. Now, what is an Azure resource? Azure resource.
Sorry, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, sir.
Sorry. Could you please go through the step one once more, please? I could not understand.
This one, sir. This one.
The step one. Yeah.
The step one. Yeah. Sir, I want to create a virtual machine. Virtual machine is nothing but a physical computer, sir, but that is located in the cloud. Okay. Laptop is a physical computer. Okay. So in the cloud, we are having a physical computer. That is a virtual machine. If I want to create this particular virtual machine on the cloud, first thing is I need to create the virtual network. So I am creating the virtual network in the cloud itself. We are configuring how to create the virtual network. There are some steps. I'll show you that. So in the first create the virtual network and use this virtual network to configure the virtual machine. So that is what I have explained, sir. So and this part is there, na, sir. This part, the second part of this slide. So this I'm explaining about the purpose of the network. So what is the purpose of this virtual network? Any network, whether it is a physical network or a virtual network, what is the purpose? So it is used to communicate the different parts of the network. Okay. So maybe in the network, I'm having multiple laptops are there. So then I need to communicate from one end to the other end. So that is the basic purpose. If I want to communicate from one end to the other end, I need to open the ports, input ports and output ports for these two particular systems. So that is the basic things. So don't go for this. This is not new one. The same basic definition for the any network. The only thing is this network is completely virtual. That is the only thing. Once you create this virtual network, then you connect this virtual machine, virtual network to the virtual machine. That is the thing. Okay. So you integrate already existing virtual network to the virtual machine. So now virtual network is sitting on virtual machine. So that networking component is done. And after integrating, so go for these availability options according to the business needs. If you want to redundancy, go for availability sets or availability zone and all. So select the image, that means operating system, the size of the virtual machine, you select all these things. And now what is a resource? Now, virtual machine I'm calling as a resource. Now, what is the meaning of this resource? So resource is an object in the cloud computing, or it is also called as manageable item. So manageable item is you can configure according to your wish after deploying also, after deploying your resource into the real time. So if you want to configure, if you want to change the configuration of this particular resource, then you can do. So that is manageable item in the Azure. Just like a physical computer in your data center, virtual machines have several elements that are need to be look after their jobs. So first thing, what are the different items I need to establish, to generate, or to create a virtual machine? First thing is virtual machine name itself should be there. Yes, just now we have created the name, and storage account should be there. And this is the important, virtual network should be there. Till now we have created a virtual network. So virtual network should be there. The network interfacing should be there. Network security group should be there, and IP addresses should be there. IP addresses means both public IP and private IP. So these 6 components are there. So these are very important in the practical demonstration also. You can able to see all these 6 operations, 6 steps. So while you are requesting one particular virtual machine from the cloud service provider, the service provider will give you the will deploy the virtual machine on your premises, on your subscription. Okay, so you can see all these options. So IP addresses, you can see network security group, interfaces, virtual network, their names, their configurations, storage unit, the virtual network name, everything you can see. What are how many resources, sub resources are there in order to create one virtual machine, sir? So just we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So just keep in mind, sir, once the virtual machine is deployed on your subscription, you can see these 6 components, 6 sub resources. Once all these resources are generated, then the deployment, final deployment of the virtual machine is done on your subscription or on your premises. Now I can go and decide the location for the virtual machine. See here, sir, already we have seen this virtual machine. All this we have given the options. Now I'm going for location. So that means data center, which data center I need to look at. So that depends on our requirement. Okay. So sometimes like if it is a virtual machine, you can select any location. But sometimes some resources will be there, sir. The special resources will be there. Those resources are available in one particular region only, one particular data center only. So obviously we need to go and select particular data center, that particular region only, because there is no other option. So that rarest applications will be there in maintained in one particular region. So even the latency is high. In that case, we need to go and select particular that one. But this virtual machine is a basic resource which is there in every data center, in every region, in every geography. So in that condition, so you go and select the particular resource in your nearest region. Okay, if there is no option for your resource, then you need to select whatever be the location they are showing, they are recommending you. That location we are going for. And determine the size of the virtual machine depends on your usage, like what is the size of virtual machine, how many memory, how many virtual cores you need, what is the memory capacity you need, what is the latency you need, what is the region which you want to deploy. All these things you can determine using this window. Okay, so already we are shown. So I need one virtual CPU and 3.5 gig memory. So this particular size of the virtual machine I need. If you want to wish, you can go and increase the size or decrease the size. There are many sizes are available. Huge number of sizes are available just by clicking this C sizes. And these are the different sizes of virtual machine. Suppose if you are using a general purpose, you can select one particular size of the virtual machine. So these are the different purposes or different options which we are having in selection of the size according to that. So you can see the description and you can select one of the size for your particular purpose. So the next step is determine the size of the same will be there. So if you want to go and configure the hardware once the resources are established, then yes, you can go and go and configure again for the virtual machine, or else I don't want to go for the one more level of configuration. Once the virtual machine is deployed in my premises, I don't want to disturb the particular virtual machine. Instead, And I can do one more, like I had deployed my virtual machine and it is handling only 100 traffic. Suppose say it is having the capability one extent of traffic, and the traffic is increasing, but I don't want to create or I don't want to configure my existing virtual machine for more capacity. So what I can do is I can identify one more virtual machine which is not used for highest capacity. So now I can integrate the existing freely available virtual machine and integrate with the heavy traffic virtual machine. So this is called as I'm integrating, I'm collaborating the different existing virtual machine. That concept is called as elastic approach. See here, elastic approach. So I can integrate all these things. And what is the best thing in elastic approach of virtual machines means we are grouping multiple virtual machines. One virtual machine is very busy and one virtual machine is very idle. So the combination is there. So we can minimize the cost. So that means a number of vCores are there now. So the hardware component you can able to minimize. If you are minimizing the hardware component, definitely the cost involvement will be reduced. So, but if you are really having the need of having two virtual machines or multiple virtual machines, then only you go for elastic approach. But while demonstrating, while Mahesh is demonstrating for creating the virtual machine, better don't go for elastic approach. Elastic approach will create will use multiple virtual machines in your existing model. So that is not recommended. If it is business requirement, then you can go. Otherwise, for demo purpose, don't go for elastic. The virtual machine size can be changed while it is running. Yes, at the runtime also you can change. Okay, that can be done. So you can configure for the new size. Yeah. So while you are changing anything, whether you are going for elastic mode, elastic approach, or whether you are configuring at the runtime, you always keep in mind that it is related to consumption based model. If you are consuming a lot of hardware, obviously the pricing also getting higher. Only thing is, if you are sure about this pricing model, then you can go and use these things. The pricing can be divided for any user to understand what is the pricing, what is the total price for my resource. So I can understand the total price by knowing the two terms like compute cost and storage cost. So there is an option like compute and storage option while you are creating any resource. For example, virtual machine, while I am creating, I need to look at compute and storage. The compute cost will always gives you the expenditure which is used for using the computer hardware part. So you are using some part of hardware. So that hardware can be billed per hour. Okay, you are taking per hour. So if you are using per minute, so if you are using the particular hardware for 50 minutes, even though your billing is per hour in the SLA service level agreement, if you are using for 50 minutes, so only for 50 minutes, then your billing will be done on the hardware. Now, what about the storage costs? So the the hardware will be running and the storage will not be running. So the storage components will be there inside the virtual machine, inside the resources, which is only storing the particular data. So it is not computational device. So even then, the storage costs are also will be incurring. So since you are using some of the components which is used to store the data, some cost of involvement will be there. Suppose say you have created the virtual machine by having the storage and the computational cost. So you are deleted the virtual machine, but you forgot the deletion of the storage cost, the storage devices. So then the computational cost will be minimized. There is no computational cost because you have deleted the resource like virtual machine. Virtual machine is completely computational cost, but the storage will be continuously monitoring. Billing will be done continuously on the storage cost. That is the reason once the deployment is over, once the usage is over for the resource, better delete the resource group itself. You delete the resource group. Anyhow, we are having computational things and the storage components all are defined in one resource group. So better delete the resource group itself. So when you are deleting the resource group, you are deleting the computational part and you are deleting the storage part. Otherwise, if you are deleting the resource itself, sometimes there is a requirement like I need to delete only one particular resource. Then this particular computational cost only I am minimizing, the storage will be continuously growing. Okay, so that is what the pricing model is all about. Now storage component already we are seeing, we are having some virtual hard disk, we are having some vCores, we are having some memory disks all will be there. In the disk also many types of disks are there. Solid state disk, standard hard disk will be there. you can go and select for your application. Maybe your application for is temporary, maybe your application for 1 year, more than 1 year. So you can all give in the contract, in the SLA part, while you are requesting the service for the first time. And now storage. Already I think we have seen this yesterday. Azure storage. Azure storage is having different storage different purposes. Like Azure blob storage is there, files is there, queues are there, tables are there, disks are there. 5 different ways to store the data. So in the Azure blob storage, like a BL, blob means BLOB. So BL means binary large objects. OB means objects. So you have unstructured data, semi-structured data. You can have.
Narendra?
Yes, Mahesh.
Yes, Narendra. I think we should take 10 minutes break now. It is 11, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And after break, we will be doing the practical sessions on VM Azure, creating virtual machines practically on Azure. And I think most of them have, yes, 15 minutes break, sir. Okay. Because the content is too much, so that's why due to the time constraint, I'm asking you 10 minutes break. But it's okay. At 11:15, we will be reaching at the same point, and we will be directly switching to our VM practical. Okay, how to create a virtual machine and attendance links. Yes, I will be posting your attendance link in chat box only. Narendra, can you just send the attendance link?
Yes, I'll send.
The same Google form you need to fill up what you have filled up in yesterday's session. The same Google form you need to fill up.
Yeah, Mrudula ma'am, any doubt from your side? Any doubt from any side?
No, sir. Actually, this is Bradul. So,
sorry.
No, that's okay. So, I just had to ask that would you people be sharing yesterday class recordings or the material from which we studied?
It is being shared, sir. It is being shared in your WhatsApp group. So you can just have a look in WhatsApp group and you will be getting the recordings of yesterday.
Every day evening,
so it has been.
Yes. Every day evening, you can check for all the resources.
So it was shared by whom? I mean, so that it could be
me only. It was shared
Mahesh.
from
Mahesh.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yes. So if at all you have no doubts, we'll go for the break.
Yes. Let's connect at 11:15 sharp.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'll share
will
the
be
attendance.
doing the practical session on 11:15.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Narendra, I have posted the link. Don't post it.
Mahesh, I'm not able to connect to the chat. That is the reason why I'm not posted. I'm clicking this chat and I'm not able to open this chat.
Why so? Okay, let it be.
So anyhow, you posted, right? You posted.
Yeah,
Right?
I have posted it.
Mahesh, in the same way, we will post attendance link in the last last half an hour also, like Shashank did yesterday.
Okay, okay.
So those who joined in between, maybe after 11:15, so they can know that.
Okay, fine.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just as you said that you will share the attendance link again in the second half. So do I need to? I've already marked my attendance right now. So do I need
No,
to
no,
mark?
no,
No,
not
no.
required. No,
Oh,
in one day, only
okay,
once.
okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Maybe
Those who are
for a
getting
few
the
factors.
problems in link, marking the attendance, actually the team is making the response limited. They have been then. So please wait for a minute. Like you will be getting, you can add your attendance after getting that response to limited diesel.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Sir, as I am posted saying that the response is already done, but I haven't given today. It was yesterday that I used the link to give the attendance. So why
Yes,
is it?
we are and disabling that limited response. So please wait for a while. After my instruction, you can mark your attendance. Again, we will be sharing the link with you.
Anyhow, we will be sharing again in the last part, last half an hour of this session, and you can mark your attendance. And those who already mark your attendance, then no need to give again attendance for today's session. Every day, once only, given attendance.
So I have to wait for the next link to be appearing, is it, sir?
Yeah, yes. Please wait for some time, and the link will be shared.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I have a question regarding the.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Visham.
Yeah, actually, the link I clicked and it is going. Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the link I clicked and it is going to the recording, but from there, can we download the recordings? Or we can see there only?
I think download option is not available. You can see from there only.
So, will it be available all the time?
Yes, it will be available on your LMS portal, when you will be able to log in. So it will be uploaded on LMS also, and from there also you can download it.
This LMS, I'm not understanding how to access actually. Only trainer dashboard is showing, and nothing else I'm able to navigate on the dashboard. So where I will get.
Actually, what is going on? There is some work is going in the LMS in the backend, like adding data of yours. So please wait for our instruction. So after our
Okay.
instruction, you will be getting, then you can directly do the activities on it.
Yeah, so I just want to understand, like maybe today I am able to see the recording,
Yes,
but
yes. In
after a month
evening,
or
today
so,
evening, most of you will be getting
no,
access.
later after this workshop is over, later if I want to check the recording someday in the future, so will I be having the access then also
Yes, yes. For LMS now.
for LMS? Yeah.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Later on also
Okay.
you will be having access.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Meanwhile, all the faculty members, please connect to the Azure portal so that if at all you have any challenges, we can resolve. Portal.azure.com. Those who are having subscriptions can log into your portal.azure.com.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir. Can you share today's attendance link?
already shared, no, ma'am. Already
No,
shared in the chat.
I cannot see. For me, the chats are disabled.
Okay, okay, ma'am. In the last half an hour, we'll share one more time.
Okay, so will you share on the WhatsApp group, because for me these chats are disabled.
Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
So you can mark your attendance on the link which is being shared right now. So those who are getting the issues related with marking attendance, they can, that is been resolved now. So I'm again sharing the link in the chat box, so you can mark your attendance.
So please share on the WhatsApp group.
Yes, I will be sharing on WhatsApp.
Mahesh already shared.
Okay.
Yes, shared.
Shared. Okay. Thank you, Narendra.
In the WhatsApp.
So now we will start with our practical sessions. Okay. So okay, let me share my screen. So most of issues with this Azure portal, I have solved it. Those who are still having issues, they can contact me. Either they can put a message, or they can have the screenshots of their what they are getting on the screen, and they can post that screenshot in the chat box, and then we will try to resolve your issues. Okay. So, but those who got the Azure subscription plan, so for them, we will be starting the practicals of virtual machine. And now, the first thing you need to go to your Azure portal. Okay. So I think everyone are getting my screen, right? Please confirm me. Whether you are
Yes, yes.
getting my.
Y-
Okay,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you, thank you, thank you. So for creating virtual machine, before creating this virtual machine, can I know like for what purpose this virtual machine can be used? Before creating this virtual machine, can I know like for what purpose this virtual machine can be used? Okay, Miss Richa ma'am has.
For running some application,
Oh, we can't hear you, sir. Can you come again?
we can run some application and share some resources, connect with
Yes.
other virtual machines
To,
as well.
you means like to host some kind of application on the server, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, sir. We can do, sir. Any other uses of these VMs? So I'm getting the answer like running on multiple platforms, efficient use of resources, resource sharing. Okay. Any other use? Okay. I will explain you with one example. Okay. So virtual machine can be have many use according to the demands. Like we all know what is cloud computing. It has a on-demand service provider. Okay. So whatever demands come from the client, put we can have those services from this cloud computing company. Now let us take an example. I have a company. I have an IT company with let us assume 10 employees. Okay, and day by day my company is getting growth. Okay, so my employees also getting increasing and my data is also getting increasing day by day. And suppose my work is on Windows based OS. Okay, my work is on Windows based OS. So, and for that, I need the Windows operating system, right? I need a Windows machine to do that work. So, but one client came to me and asked me to do some other work on Linux based OS. Okay. But for doing that work with that Linux based OS, it is quite difficult for me to remove the Windows based machine license copy. And for particularly for that work only, I need to install Linux only. So this is how I will be facing problem. So I can do one thing. I can go to the shops. I can buy those machine with a new machine, and I will install the Linux machine at that point. But what if those machines quantity will be like around 50? Okay, or that machine quantity can be around 20 machines. Then it can be a major like economical issue will be generated at my side. Okay, because I'm a startup, right? So my goal is to design a website to provide a services to websites, right? But I don't want to lose that client which is having who is having this Linux work. Okay, so what I can do, I can create I can go to this cloud company. I can call the and I can configure one virtual machine, whatever my demand is of. So I will configure according to my demand one virtual machine, and I will use that virtual machine to do that work on Linux base. Okay. So after completing that work, I will be again going to this cloud Azure and I will deleting the resources from that cloud company. So this is how the cost cutting I will be doing with this with the help of cloud computing. So this is the main purpose what VMs are being used mostly. The second purpose is to host any kind of application. Okay. So right now we all know like for hosting any website, for hosting any application, we need a server, right? And on that server, we are hosting something like we are deploying our applications. We are installing some kind of third-party softwares, and we are hosting those softwares via that server. So for that purpose also we can use, for hosting purpose also we can have these virtual machines. So for creating a virtual machine, what is needed? Like Narendra sir has discussed with you all, like for creating a virtual machine, what things you need to be have to be in picture. Okay. So let us move to our practical session, and then at there you will be getting the proper idea of creating virtual machine and what things you will be needed for creating the virtual machines. So for creating virtual machines, you need to come to your dashboard, and in search bar, you need to search for virtual machine. Click on virtual machine. Okay. So the virtual machine dashboard will be shown at this point. So these are the virtual machine which has been already created. Okay. By someone. Okay. So simultaneously, other trainings are also going on. That's why might be the students have created. So these are the dashboard where you will find all types of virtual machine, which is there already in our subscription plan. Okay. To create a virtual machine, you need to click on create button and you need to select the first option, which is Azure virtual machine. Okay. So after clicking on that first option, Azure
Just
virtual.
in the first step, because I am unable to get the option from where to search the create of virtual.
Let me explain you one more time. Let me go to my dashboard. Okay. So this is the home page of my Azure portal. And in search bar, what you need to search? Virtual machine. Okay. And in services, the first option you will be getting the virtual machine. Okay. And before getting to this virtual machine, when you search the word virtual, so you can see the virtual activities, you can configure this much resources by using this virtual. So virtual network you can build up, virtual appointment builder you can do it, virtual clusters you can build up, virtual WAN. So all these are the networking issues, networking related stuffs, okay, virtually which you can build up. So for creating virtual machine, we will be building all those things. So no need to worry about that. So let us have this page for creating a virtual. After getting this page, creating a virtual machine, you need to click on create button. And in create button, you need to select Azure virtual machine. So be sure, like while creating this Azure virtual machine, the costing part is very important because for deploying any kind of virtual machine, the Azure may cost you like 30,000 rupees also and 500 rupees also. That needs to be sure, like whether you are choosing which configuration machine, because like the same way we are buying a laptop and computer from the shop, so the higher configuration or higher configuration laptop cost more compared to the lower configuration. The same way we are also purchasing a virtual machine at this point, but we are doing the operation virtually. Okay. So after coming to this place, which is called as create a virtual machine page. In this form, we need to follow those steps. So see like basic, base, networking, management, monitoring, advanced, tags, and review and create. So those are the steps we need to follow for creating a virtual machine. So in basic, we need to select our subscription plan first. Okay. So already we people are having EF subscription. So that is why it is described as a EF subscription. It is been taken. Now, instead of having a new resource group, okay, so we all know resources are being stored into a resource group. Okay, so now right now what I will be doing, I will be creating resource group with FDP1. Okay, from here also we can create a resource group, and yesterday I have explained you how to create a resource group. From there also you can create it, but right now no, you people will be choosing this new FTP one resource group which I have created. Under that resource group only, you will be creating your virtual machines. Okay, got it? Got it till this point? Any doubts till now?
Sir, we are not a part of this resource group. In this drop down, I do not have that FTP.
So don't do simultaneous with me. Right now, I have created this resource group. Let me deploy the virtual machine by myself. And after deploying of my virtual machine, then you will be starting your practicals.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you. Okay, sure.
Okay, okay, sure. So,
So
see,
can we
when
get, sir, can we get some steps, written steps so that we can follow them later?
yes, sure, sure. Narendra, can you please write down the steps, which whatever steps I'm doing here in the chat box?
Okay.
Okay. So let
So
me
there.
first create a resource group for all of us, and under that resource group only, what we will be doing, we will be creating virtual machine. So let us follow the yesterday's procedure. Go to the resource group, and here I will create one resource group. Okay, with the name FDP1. So let's next create and review. Let us create it. So this is how our resource group is being created now. Okay. So under this resource group, you need to create our resources of virtual machine. So let us go to this home page, and I need to have the virtual machine to be created. So I'm going to this virtual machine again, and then clicking on this create button, choosing the first option as your virtual machine. And at this point, you will be finding a resource group which I have created, which is FTP1. Okay. And everyone should select this FTP1 as a resource group. Okay. Then we need to give a virtual machine a name, right? So what name we can give it? Let me give my name only. Okay. So my virtual machine, I'm configuring with my name Mahesh123. Like the way we are configuring our OS, right? We are having this OS with our name. The same way we need to give the name to our virtual machine. Okay. Then we need to select the region. We need to select the closest region. And right now I'm selecting East US. Okay. So this is clear, right? With all of you, why we are choosing a region. Can anyone tell me why we are choosing this region? Yes, you can unmute yourself and you can answer
For
the
the
question.
purpose of storing data in different regions for the redundancy.
Okay, but I need an exact answer, like why there is a field with a region at this point. So see, some resources we are creating, and those resources where we are deploying, that we need to rectify, right? So that we need to rectify by giving the region. Like in East US, I need to create a virtual machine, and in East US server only, I need to deploy it. Okay. For specifying that thing, I'm specifying this region, and I'm finding the closest region which is near to my location. So that this is how I am configuring my server. Okay. So this is the region part. Now availability option. Okay. So right now you can see the availability options are availability zone, virtual machine skill set, availability set. Okay. So what they are exactly? So the availability zone, that means you are creating a physical separate virtual machine into a other zone. Okay. The same replica or same duplicate virtual machine resource is being created in different server. And when any destructions occur, when any loss of servers gets occur, any fault gets occur to any server, automatically that the duplicate servers get active till that faults get. Okay, so this is the availability zone and load balancing things. Right now, there is no need to select any option from this. Select no infrastructure and redundancy required. Okay, select no infrastructure and redundancy required. Then the security type. Okay, the security type, what security type we will be needed, we need to configure at this point. Okay, so here you can see there is standard security, trusted launch virtual machine, confidential virtual machines. So these two things are a top trusted virtual machines which can be having higher amount of security compared to the standard one. Okay, but right now we are practicing to create this virtual machine, so I'm choosing this standard OS. Okay, and on my virtual machine, what type of image, OS image I want to put it. Okay, so right now what I will be doing, I will be choosing Windows OS. So here you can see there are server OS are also present, and there are Windows 11 OS is also there. Okay, so let us configure our Windows 11 Pro version OS on this server, which is located in East US. Okay, and right now I'm having the image of Windows, that is why my VM architecture with 64-bit. Okay, if my image is in Linux format, then my architecture will be in what form? Can anyone answer this question? If my Linux based OS
AMD.
and virtual machine is, then my architecture will be in what form?
Both of them will be available, sir.
Yes, yes, both of them can be available, but in Linux you will be getting this ARM 64 getting enabled
ARM 64.
because yes, ARM 64 it gets enabled for the Linux one. Okay, so in Windows it is not supported. Okay, so now the run with the Azure Spot discount. There is one feature where you can as Microsoft Azure does the discount part where you can get a lesser amount of virtual machine by applying at this point. But instead of applying, checking this box, what we will be doing, we will be selecting the size of virtual machine. Okay. So right now, how to select the size of virtual machine? So for that, there is one button, link is there, see all sizes. Okay. Just click on this all sizes, sorry. And here you will be finding the cost of configuration and their monthly charges. Okay. So at this point, you can see DSS1V2, which is V4 server, which will be costing you like 4,000 rupees per month. Okay. Then, so you can explore likewise. So you get temporary storage, data disk, RAM, so 8 GB RAM, how many V cores your server is having. So 8 core CPUs, you get like the costing gets 22,000. So this is the very important and crucial part to select right now for you people. To select is B1S model. Okay, choose the minimum costing model, which is 298 rupees per month. Okay, which is also having like one core, either two core also. Just choose this one, B1S. You can also choose this one also. Okay, which is having 500 to 96 rupees, 596 rupees. In between these two, you can choose any one. Okay, let us choose this one with 596 rupees, which is named as B1S. Okay, so choose this and choose select it. So see, automatically this server configuration or hardware configuration we have selected for our virtual machine. I need to password for my virtual machine login. Like the way we are purchasing new machine, we are configuring a username and password for login purpose. The same way I need it for authentication purpose. Okay, so let us configure my username and I will have password. Just remember, password should be known to you. Like most of the time it happens like we are giving the password, we get forgot, and it is quite then there will be issue in logging to your virtual machine. Okay, so then the second part is inbound port rules. Okay, so inbound port rules like whether how you will be accessing your virtual machine, that we need to configure. Like Narendra sir has told you, like we will be accessing our virtual server with RDP, right? So here you need to select RDP. If the machine is with Linux OS, then you need to select SSH. Then you can also go with HTTPS and HTTP. But right now I have a machine with Windows based OS, so I will be choosing this RDP connection. Okay. And what I will do after configuring this RDP connection, I will click on next. Okay. After clicking on this next button, what I will be having, I need to configure my hard disk, the storage in my layers. Okay. Yes. Anyone?
What's about
Any
this
doubt till now?
licensing? Here licensing is also given over here.
You need to check that one. See, licensing part is there. You need to confirm it.
The password it is not taking, sir. Even if we give 12 characters, special characters, etc.
So you can have the common password, right? This password itself. I'm typing in at itself. You can provide this password to it. Okay. You can put any password. Typically, I used to have this type of password with me. Okay. You can use this one. Any till now, any doubts you people are having?
Sir, it's not a doubt, but just a curiosity. So in the inbound ports, if we choose HTTP or HTTPS, I mean, if I have an application, for example, an app or a website to host, then I have to choose the HTTPS, right?
Yes. So actually, this option of inbound is given, like you can access your virtual machine via browser also. You can, for that you will be needed HTTP HTTPS, because a browser runs on HTTP protocol. And for accessing your Windows-based machine, the RDP mostly is being used. And for accessing Linux-based machine, SSH is being mostly used. Okay.
Got it.
Got it? Okay.
Now that
So any,
resource group I am able to see, sir, FDP1. So shall I use that only, or I need to create
yes,
one more?
yes, the same resource group you need to use. All of you should use the resource group with the name FDP1 only. Because what we are doing, we are creating resources under one resource group, right? The same way you need to choose FDP1 as a resource group. There, no need to create a new resource group. That is why I have created a resource group with FDP1 for all of us. Got it? So let us move further. Now let's come to the disk space. Okay. So in this, we will be configuring like what hard disks we will be needed for our virtual machine. So here are the options like premium SSD, standard SSD, standard SDD. So those are the types of hard disks which we already known about it. So zone reductance storage also is there, where zone reductance hard disk should be in what type. Okay. So it can be happen like the locally we are setting the premium one, and in reductant version we will be setting the lesser standard one. So right now there is no need to select the premium, just choose the standard SSD. Okay, standard SSD. And here one option is there, delete with VM. If the VM gets deleted, you want to delete hard disks also. Okay, so that means it happens many a times when the VM is being configured, and on that VM some data is being stored, and whether that VM gets deleted by chance, then your data should be not be deleted. Okay, so that scenario you can configure at this point. So keep it as it is, because we are not storing any kind of data on our hard disks. Okay, this is how all things we need to do with the disk state. Okay, and now let us move to the networking part. So right now we have created virtual machine with some hardware and software, and we have configured hard disks also, like how many like hard disks to our virtual machine. Now to access all these things, we need to create a virtual network. Okay. By default, Microsoft Azure will create a virtual network with your virtual machine name. Okay. So you can see here, like virtual network is being created with the name Mahesh123 -Vim. Okay, this is how the virtual network is being created by this Microsoft Azure. If you got your own virtual network, then you can configure at this point also. Okay, So it happens like many a times we don't want to use the new virtual machine, virtual network. We want to configure on the same network. Okay, whatever virtual network we are having already. So we can configure that network at this point. But right now we don't have created any virtual network. So let it be like new virtual network is being created for this virtual machine, and its subnet will be from 10.1.0.0 till 24. Okay, for accessing this subnet IP address, and the public IP address will be configured with Mahesh 123 and IP. Okay, so the select the bound inbound port will which we have selected, which is RDP bound, and the public inbound port we need to keep it allow. Keep it by default setting. It is already whatever settings it has been taken. Keep it by default. Don't make any changes at this point. Just click on next. So here your all part like management part you can related with your VMs you can configure at this point. Like here you can configure auto shutdown thing, like enabling your virtual machine automatically shut down at some particular time. So you can configure these things. You can manage all these things like enable backups. If you any backups you will be needed. Log in with Azure Active Directory. If you need to log into the by using Active Directory, you can log in or not. That thing also you can have those things to be configured at this point. So this is the management part for related to your VM machines. So let us move further. Again, the monitoring part, like any alert message, alert rules you want to put it to your virtual machine. Then diagnostic, like boot diagnostic one, you need to have those disable, enable, custom storage. So the monitoring part you will be configuring at this point. Okay. In advance, all those settings like extension or third party applications you want to put it in, you can have those things at this point. Okay. Then in tags, no need to do changes from networking till tags. Okay. Don't do any changes. Just click on next, next, and next till tags. And in next, you will be at last you will be having one stage which is called as review plus create. So after clicking on this review plus create, you need to look for the pricing. Two things. One will be validation pass, and second thing will be the pricing should be 0.81. Okay. So now everyone do the same thing which I have done right now, and you need to take a screenshot of your the screen and you need to post it to the chat. Like let me know like whether you have configured with a low cost virtual machine. So please do the process till now, till here, and you just take a screenshot of the screen and you can post that screenshot in the meeting chat.
So that Windows option, which one we have to select?
Windows, ma'am, you can select anyone. Like what, just most probably right now we have chosen the Windows 11 still.
Windows
11 Pro.
Pro.
Okay, Narendra sir, you are checking the things like screen. You are checking the screenshot.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Please see the screenshot.
So I have prepared the procedure also.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So in basic tab, there is a option virtual machine name, and in networking tab there is a option virtual network. So both of these names should be same.
So see, ma'am, like the virtual network name is being created by Microsoft Azure itself. Like whatever name you will be giving to your virtual machine now, for rectifying or for easily tracking system, the virtual machine creates a name with the same virtual name.
Can you share your basic form, please?
Just a second. This is my basic form where I have given this Mahesh123 as a virtual machine name. And in networking, the same name is been taken with the VNet. There is no need to configure there. It is already taken by MS Azure, Microsoft Azure.
Name whether we have to give us our any choice or it should be Magesh.
No, no, it can be any choice. You can give your name to your virtual machine.
Okay, sir.
There is no need to have, because the name we are giving resource.
Where the pricing is coming, sir? Pricing.
In review and create a stage, you will be seeing the prices. In the review and create stage, you will be getting the price of the virtual machine. And you need to screenshot this part and you need to send into the chat box. The size will be B1. B1 is.
This username which we have to select, sir.
Which username? Username can be anything, ma'am. Like you can, like the way you have chosen the virtual machine name, you can put the same name for user also. Either you, if you want to change, you can change it. Username can be anything.
Okay.
Just remember the username for accessing purpose. You will be needed.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain the this part, how to this configure?
So which part you need to repeat it?
Yeah, which this part. I'm confusing what to choose in the OSGIS encryption
Just
network.
a second. I will explain you. You need to choose virtual machine name. You need to choose region. You need to choose availability zone as no infrastructure. And in security type, you need to choose standard one. And in image, like what image your virtual machine is having, OS operating system image, where you need to choose Windows 11 Pro version 22H2 with 64J. Okay. So most of you can choose a different region also. You can choose East US. Some of you can choose South Central. Some of you can choose West US. Okay. So according to the server availability, you will be getting the validation pass message. And in size, you need to choose B1S. You need to select this. You need to select the size of the virtual machine by using this see all sizes. And here you need to configure username and password, and inbound port should be RDP. So what price you will be getting around, like it should not be greater than 1,000 rupees. The price can be variable, like it should be, just look after this, like the price should be lesser than 1,000 rupees.
Mahesh, I'm sharing the procedure to create the resource group and the virtual machine. Okay. So
don't create a virtual resource group. Just send the procedure for creating virtual machine. The resource group is already created by me. Yeah?
Okay.
So actually nothing is coming after create.
Don't click on create button, sir. Till review and create, you need to come at that place. Then you will be
Sir,
getting
in the second tab disk, we need not change anything, right?
Yes, yes,
yes.
No need to. Ma'am, I've
No
given
need
the
to
procedure. Please look into that also if you want to.
Yes, sir. It is there only till the first half. The second half is not visible. So just wanted to be verified.
Okay, don't click anything, and you can directly go to review and create. and check the pricing model. How much amount is there?
The inbound port should be RTP. Inbound port should be RTP.
By
We are
default,
using
it is.
Windows based. We
Yeah,
are
Windows
using
means
Windows
like
based
default.
virtual machine. So inbound port should be RTP. And please take a screenshot of your virtual machine price and put into your chat box. Okay, done with all this thing. Any doubts you are having, please ask us.
Sir, when I come to review and create, it says validation failed.
Okay, ma'am. Then you need to choose for the error at which step you are having the error. There must be some red symbol is coming in
In the
every
basic
step.
itself, it is error, sir.
Okay, so in basic, you need to go to the basic step and where you will be finding the error, where the error is coming.
Okay, okay.
So for me in review, it is showing one warning. You have set RDB ports open to the internet. This is only recommended for testing. If you want to change the setting, go to the basic tab.
Get your book.
So is it fine?
Oh, it is fine, ma'am. It is a warning, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So then shall I go ahead and create it?
Same type of warning you will be getting.
So shall I create it, sir?
Yes.
I've posted the screenshot. Can you check once?
Oh, okay. Let me check it. Where you have posted, ma'am? In chat.
In the chat.
I'm not getting in chat box. Can you post it again for me?
Now it is updated.
Okay. Yes, it is updated. So don't create a VM directly. Don't click on create button. Don't click on create button. Just get the screenshot of your virtual machine pricing and just have that screenshot in the chat box. Then we will create together.
Okay.
And those who have created, stop there only. Let your virtual machine get deployed first. Okay. Now what we will be doing, we will be creating a virtual machine now. Let us go to this review and create step. Okay. So I'm getting this validation at my side and also the warning what I am getting, you have reset RDP ports open to the internet. So this RDP port open to the internet, that means we can access our virtual machine with any RDP port, like from any network we can access this. That is why this warning is coming. So mostly the virtual machine is accessed with selected IP address only. The standard way of accessing the virtual machine is with selected IP address that we need to configure. But right now we are practicing to create a virtual machine. So there is no need to worry about that. Okay. So this is how we have configured, and right now I need to create a virtual resources. So I will click on this create button. So see, JSON file gets created and it is being sent to the server and deployment process is getting updated.
We can also create, sir.
Yes, you can also start creating your virtual machine.
So is it necessary to click run with Azure spot discount?
No. It is not necessary. Don't check that spot discount. Just select the size of server with BS1, B1S.
Standard V1S. Okay.
Yes, standard B1S. which cost around 500 rupees, 596 or 200 and something rupees.
Mahesh, a few faculty members created virtual machine for around more than 5,000 or more than 1,000 ones, more than 5,001 faculty.
Okay, whom they have created, like,
Just now,
can you
just now,
tell me the names? Okay.
Only 2 members done this.
Sir, it is telling deployment failed.
Deployment failed.
Yes.
For me also it failed, sir.
Yes, for me also I've shared the screenshot. It is showing deployment failed.
So you can see the error at this point, like deployment failed, why the deployment fail is been done. At least one resource deployment operation failed. Please list the deployment operation.
Once the deployment starts, we don't need to disturb it, right?
Yes, yes. So you can do it one more time, sir. Those who are getting deployment fail, you can do it one more time.
So whenever the virtual machine is deploying,
Even me also the same error I am getting, like deployment fail. Operation could not complete. So see, like we have chosen the East US country, right? And why this deployment is been failed? Because a lot of us are trying to create resource on East US only. So it's better to choose a different location instead of having this East US. You can change the location. So how you can change the location? For that, you need to do it again. So delete this one. There is a delete option, delete the deployment. So you need to click on delete option and choose different location. Okay, try with different location. Because the server availability is somewhat is limited for our subscription. So that is why it is having that error. So do the same procedure, but with different server location.
So I'm not getting the pricing option actually. Everything I have filled it as your instruction, that is select inbound port RDP 3389. No?
Yes.
Review and create, nothing is coming.
No. Look for the error where you are getting. Some red marks should be you are getting.
No. There is no error is there. It is just warning.
We need to go back to the.
Yes.
How we need to go back again to create the virtual machine?
So you need to delete this one deployment, and you need to click on this Microsoft Azure symbol. You will be redirected to your home page.
Then there.
And here you can see the virtual machine resource is not found. So it has been deleted now. So again, you need to click on virtual machine symbol, and again, you need to follow the same steps.
Mahesh, I'm keeping the procedure once again. You can, dear faculty members, you can refer this procedure also. Just now I kept
so see,
in,
I'm configuring one more time with a different location.
In that virtual machine, which we need to select, because it is showing a lot of virtual machines.
Sir, you just select virtual in search bar. You just type the words virtual, and you will be in services. The first option is it will be shown virtual machine. Choose with the company Microsoft only. There are a lot of third-party companies virtual machine are also there, so you can choose this Microsoft virtual machine. So right now I will be choosing some different location.
Yes, sir. After that, they are showing like Anurag, DVR.
Yes, sir.
All those things.
At left hand side, you will be getting the create option. See,
okay.
Click on that.
Sir, Asia Pacific,
I have
South India region. Shall we give at South India?
You can give any region, sir, but be sure like some of you, everyone is having different region because at a time we are having limits to this each and every region. Like we are having limits till 2025 servers we can create it on one region.
For
So right
Win,
now we
yeah.
are having we 147 peoples are trying to deploy their resources on the same server. Now that is why it is getting failed.
Sir,
Then
I chose US
Windows 10
West to.
Pro. Yes,
You
yes.
can choose
Windows 10
East
Pro.
US, you can choose South Asia, you can choose any region which will be supported.
Windows 10 Pro, shall we give VM architecture x64? No.
Just look for like the VM architecture. It can be like for each region. So see here, I choose South India now. So availability zone, let me complete this. No infrastructure, standard. And here I'm getting this Windows Pro. This is what you're talking, sir, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can choose Windows Train Pro also, Windows 11 Pro also. You can choose Windows Server OS also. Don't choose
Yeah.
Linux based OS. Okay. So Linux, I will be explaining you afterwards. But right now, just we are trying to configure with Windows base.
Windows.
And choose RDP at this point. And you need to choose this option B1S, one CPU, which is the cost me like 831 rupees per month. This is the costing I need to figure out. Again, the username and password I need to give it.
Sir, I could create with US West.
Yes, you can create, ma'am. You just try to create it. Steps for creating are the same thing. So how many of you have successfully deployed your virtual machine? So here you can see like the deployment process is going on where the network is being configured, operating system is being configured, storage account is being configured.
Nishikant
This is the
sir, you
virtual
try to
machine is being created.
Nishikant sir, you try to create one more virtual machine with other possibility like they have selected B1S and it is showing the quota is over.
Sir, hello, can you repeat what you said?
Or you can create one more virtual machine. Okay.
Okay.
You can select other than B1S, right? Mahesh, it is saying
Okay.
B1S quota is limited.
You can change the location, sir. Instead of selecting B1 is now, you can change the location. You can
You
select
can
any other
change.
location.
You can change the region also. You can
Okay,
change
okay, okay.
the image also.
I will try it once again.
You can
Yes.
change. Yes.
So those who have successfully deployed their virtual machine, there is one button, go to resource. You need to click on that. Go to resource. Those who have successfully deployed their virtual machine, they can click on go to resource button, which will be shown in this bottom only. and send me the screenshot of that after clicking on go to resource. Okay, created successfully, good. So click on go to resource, ma'am. Here you need to click. Yes, most of you have created a virtual machine. Okay, good, good. Yes, those who are getting issues with subscription, we will be adding you in the subscription. You can do one thing, you can also send me Outlook ID in the chat box and we will take it and we will add you with the same Outlook ID. Okay, where to click? Divya madam, what you are asking, like where to click?
You just said click here to go to resource. I'm not sure where to click.
Oh, go to resource button it will be shown. Let me show you whether my deployment is being completed. Actually, my deployment is in process. So after getting this deployment completed now, you will be finding one button, blue button.
Huh?
On that button name, go to resource has been written. You need to click on that.
Okay, I think I went back to home page. So how do I go back?
So you can find that in this recent tab only in home button.
Okay.
Okay, so Ati ma'am, we will be adding your ID, Outlook ID. You can try it later also. Just be sure like the virtual machine cost should not be greater. And you can try it and you can immediately delete it. So yes, ma'am. Divya ma'am, you should click on this DVRM, DVR1. This is the virtual machine you are having.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Sir, after clicking go to resource, agent status
Your
is not.
voice is breaking. Yes, yes. What do you?
It is saying agent status is not ready. Troubleshoot the issue.
Can you just take a screenshot and send it on to the chat box?
I'm sending on the WhatsApp group.
Oh, don't send it on WhatsApp, ma'am. Please, here only send it. It's quite difficult to handle the WhatsApp and this thing. So see, my deployment is being completed and I need to click on go to resource. Okay. After clicking on go to resource, you will be finding such kind of screen at your side also. So this error, ma'am, you are talking about?
Yes, sir. Same error.
Don't worry, ma'am. It is a warning actually. It is not an error. So status is not ready. That means your virtual machine is being created, but it is not in the running state. That is why this warning mail is coming to you. Okay. So now please have your attention at this point. Right now we have learned to configure virtual machine with Windows based OS and we have configured our virtual machine. So anyone remain to create a virtual machine? Still doing the process? Anyone is there?
Process. Still under process.
Okay. Your deployment is still under process. So you can join us later also, but you can understand the concept of after creating the virtual machine. Okay. So, sir,
The size is not available. What you are telling is not available actually. BS1.
B1S, sir.
B1
Have you
is.
changed the region, sir? Choose
Which one,
Asia,
sir?
South Asia. Choose South Asia region and see
South
whether
Asia.
you're
Already
getting
I have chosen the South Asia. That's what I now am changing the South Asia. It was there
US.
actually.
US countries. In US, you can choose East, West, South. Use different countries also. You can have the thing. Okay. So let me move further now. Now I need to connect to this virtual machine which I have created. So here you can see my resource group is FDP1. You might all are getting the same thing. And the status is in running state. Location is South India. Subscription is EF. Operating system is Windows based. And the size of virtual machine is B1S CPU. So I can upgrade, I can scale up this size, I can downgrade also the size of my server, and accordingly I can use this virtual machine as per my needs. Okay. So whatever properties I'm having with my virtual machine, I'm seeing at this point in the bottom. In monitoring part, I can monitor all these issues, like any issues I'm facing with my virtual machine. So here you can see no issues in 24 hours, and any issue I'm getting, I can figure out with those graphs which is being shown here, like what CPU uses I'm getting at this point, VM's availability, then disk byte, like how many disk area is been filled. So all this monitoring part I am getting at this point. Then capabilities, what my servers having the capabilities, my serving having capability of Azure policy, Microsoft Defender and cloud, backup, auto shutdown. So those are the features what this VM is having with it. Then the recommend, it has been done with the Microsoft tab. And tutorial part where I can learn all the concepts of this virtual machine in this part. Okay. So it can be related with all those menus which is being shown in the left hand side. Okay. So in the left hand side, let us come to this left hand side. Here you will be getting the overview. That means this page dashboard overview of your virtual machine. Activity logo, whatever activity you are doing with this virtual machine will be shown here. Access control. So the access control, like to whom you need to give the access to for this virtual machine, you can assign the access role at this point. Tags that we have already discussed already. Diagnose and solve the problems. So any problems, any troubleshooting you need to do it, you can do it from here. Then in settings, you can have those networking, connect, disk, size. Okay, so those are the settings which this VM is having with it. Okay, the configuration, availability plus scaling. So all these things you can do from here. You need to scale up, scale down, availability. You need to have the load balancing part. You can change from here. So which we have not configured while creating a virtual machine, but later on also you can change the setting of your virtual machine. Okay. So the operation, in operation, there is passion, auto shutdown, backup. Those are the operations which is being done with this VM machine. You can explore those things also. Then monitoring part, again, the same monitoring part which I have told you is the same thing, like diagnosing, alert message, and all this monitoring part you will be getting. And there is a support system which is 24/7 support system given by the Microsoft Azure, and all those things you will be getting at this point. If in case you forgot your virtual machine password, then you can reset your password from here. Okay, the reset password. Okay, so this is all about the overview of your virtual machine. Now what we will be doing is connecting our virtual machine with remote desktop. Okay, so for connecting purpose, here you can see the public IP address is there. So you need to copy that public IP address, or you can do one thing. You can just click on connect button. Two ways you can do it. You can just click connect button, and this is your public IP address from which you can access your server. Okay, and here you will be getting your native RDP, like one RDP file you will be getting with this public address. You need to select that one. Okay. Okay. After selecting that one, one RDP file will be getting configured at this place, and you need to just download that RDP file. Just click on that RDP file. One RDP file gets downloaded. Okay. So this is the one way of using RDP connection. The other way of using RDP, it is quite easy. Like you need to just copy this IP address, and in your search tab of your local Windows PC, you need to search for remote desktop. And over there, you need to paste your IP address, and it will ask you to for username and password. Okay. But right now we have downloaded the RDP file. Now we will open that RDP file. So meanwhile, you can also do the same thing, like download your RDP, native RDP file. Okay, from where to download RDP file? So see, sir, you need to click on connect button, and under connect button, you need to search for native RDP file. After clicking on select under that native RDP file, you will be redirected in the right hand corner, and where you will be finding download file option. Okay, now the screen will be appear. This is the firewall setting of my laptop. So connect, I will just see connect button. I will just choose the connect button, and automatically it will redirect me to enter the connection. Okay, so right now you don't need to select this option. You need to use another option. Okay, this is my local machine username. Okay, Mahesh Kure. So you need to select other option where I need to give username and password, which I have given at the time of VM configuration. And click on OK. So this is how it will create a connection between that virtual machine. Just it is a certificate. You need to click on here. So see, I got connected to my virtual machine, where my virtual machine name was Mahesh123 with Windows 11 Pro. Right now, my local PC is having Windows 8.1, and the virtual machine I need it is Windows 11. So I have created one virtual environment with Windows 11 Pro. And the same way we take a new laptop or new PC, the same way we do the configuration for Windows, the same thing will be appear at this point. So this is my public IP address, which starts from 20 to 35, 176 and 127. This is the public IP address for accessing my server. So meanwhile, it gets started. Can you just get a screenshot of your virtual machine with your name, and can you just put that screenshot in the chat box? So sir, after downloading RDP file, you need to just open that RDP file. In another account option, you need to give the username and password what you have put at the time of configuration. Yes, Zamir sir, you have successfully done the virtual machine practical. Congrats.
Sir, if I open that, it is just opening with some credentials.
Yes.
I opened that downloaded file. It is just giving some credentials.
So RDP file has been downloaded, right?
Yes, sir.
That user
So
ID and password.
use the user account, a different user account, and you need to log in with your username and password. So see, this screen will be appear. You need to configure this. Click on next. Click on next. Accept. So this is how my new server look like.
Something like this is appearing. Can you check the chat box, please?
Yes, just a second. Can you just put me one more time the screenshot? I think it is gone. So it is showing full IP address. No, ma'am. Actually, you need to follow the other step. So just click on connect button.
Yeah.
After clicking on connect button, you need to go to this native RDP file. Click on select button. After clicking on select button, here all checks should be in green color, and here download option is there. Download RDP file.
Yeah,
You
I
need to
did
just
that
click
from
on.
there only, sir.
You need to click on that. One RDP file will be getting downloaded.
No, not previous.
Either way, you can do one thing. You can just open the RDP file from search button. Click on this Windows search button, and in search bar you can select remote desktop. Might be your firewall is blocking that RDP file. Here also already we all are all OS are having this remote desktop file. So see this remote desktop connection, you need to open it and you need to copy the public IP address and you need to paste at there. This public IP address you need to copy it and you need to paste over there. This one. Okay?
We'll try, sir.
Yes. So, sir, actually, we had posted this. Divya ma'am, actually, your local computer PC is you can follow the steps which I have explained to virtually ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, then let us open my VM machine and let me show you the actual speed at which I am having at my server. Internet speed. Also, you can do one thing now. You have configured this virtual machine and you can host any kind of application at this point. Okay. So how to host any website? Suppose I need to host a HTML page on my server. So what is needed for that? Can anyone tell me? Yes. We need to do the same operation. What we do in local servers, we need to do same operations here also. So can anyone explain me like how to host any kind of website for hosting purpose? What is needed? Yes.
We need a web page to host, like HTML file or something.
So before this web page, anything we need to install on our server? Yes, Arda ma'am, you are right. We need to install web server first. But web server we have already configured. We have configured one server, and for hosting any static website on our server, what is needed? Yes, any answers? Anyone would like to give? Yes, yes, Manzoor sir. IIS server, right? Now, IIS server, we need to install it. Internet Service Protocol, right? So, how to install IIS on any Windows machine? Can you tell me so I can install it for you? You can unmute yourself. Yes. It's quite slow. Okay, I'm not with server OS, right? So I need to choose this device manager, I think so. For server, we need to search for this server manager, and for this, we need to choose device manager. Okay, it will open this thing. Or I can do one thing, I can go to the control panel itself. It's Windows OS now. So here in turn off Windows features, you will be finding this feature of IIS server. Okay. So let me see where I'm getting, I will be getting this IIS. See here, you need to check it both ways and you need to click on OK. So this is how the IIS been installed on the OS. So please do the same procedure and let me know after completing your procedure. Have you installed IIS server on your virtual machine? After getting installed, please let me know. You can type any message like it is completed or something.
Can you let me know how to do this?
Oh, you just go to the control panel, sir. In control panel, under program, there is one feature, turn off a new feature. See here, I will show you. So control panel, you will be finding this thing, programs. Under this program, you will be, let it be completed first. Let it be completed first, then I will show you. So in program, you will be finding turn on Windows feature on or off. There is one function is there because we have configured this Windows 11 now, which is generally not used for server OS. For server purpose, the OS is somewhat different. But for Windows also, you can host a website. So for that, you need to turn on the feature which this Windows is having. You need to click on this turn on feature of Windows. And after clicking on that, one text box will be open, like one box will be open. Over there, you need to enable those internet service protocol. So after installing, you can find it in search bar also, like IIS been installed. So see, this has been installed right now. Okay, so you can open it at this point also. And this is what you can, this is the server manager. You will be needed to host a website on your server. So see, one server configuration is being open, and this is how the server manager IIS is being look like. It will be look like. Oh yes. So right now, already I'm having one index page with me. I can do one thing. I can open the PC, like I will go to my computer, C drive. I will be choosing this C drive option, this PC. In C drive, I will be finding this after installing IIS server. I will be finding this in pub folder. Okay. Under this info folder, I will be having this 2 HTML file, which is which is under this www root folder. Okay. So those are the basic HTML page I'm having with me. So it is already there in the my server. So I has already installed this HTML page. And right now, what I want to do is I want to access this page from my local PC or local internet connection. So for that, how I will be doing this thing? I will be going to this public IP address and I will be pasting in browser. So why it is not opening? Can anyone tell me like this, why it is not working? A local host? No, sir. Actually, I'm trying to access server from third party, like local PC. I'm accessing my server. In local host, I can, if I would like to access the website from my server itself, then I can use the local host. Now, in server, it is opening. See, in server, I'm getting the website, but from other PC or third party PC, I'm not getting the website. So what will be the reason? It is not public. Yes, yes, sir. But for that, what is being needed? Internet access is not there. No, no, ma'am. HTTP, HTTPS are not accepted. So from where we can activate those things?
So
Yes,
we
sir.
had this RDP. At the RDP, along with RDP, HTTP and HTTPS should be activated for this.
So let me open my server. Okay, this is my server monitoring. This is my networking. Where you can see I need to create an inbound. Have you heard about this thing? Inbound, outbound rule? Yes. So generally I need to create an inbound rule where I need to give inbound rule like 8080 is my inbound rule. I need to give the port is 80 only. So create a protocol any, allow action any, priority any, source range, port source range. If I need to give the port source range, I can give it from here also, and I will add this thing. So this is how my inbound rule gets added to succeeded, and it has been added now. Okay. Now let us try to access whether I'm getting the same thing. So still I'm not getting, so I need to again think it is not been added. It is not showing here, that means it is not added. See, now it has been added. Okay, so because why it was not added, I just added inbound rule with 80, but my PC is running on 8080. That is why the port which I am running, so 8080. So like this way, I need to add inbound rule to my virtual machine, and this is how I can host any kind of application, web application on my virtual machine. Got it? Any doubts you people are having till now?
So no, sir. Last part I have not understood. Like after selection, turn on and off. After that, I have not understood.
Turn on and off. I'm not getting you, sir. Okay. Are you asking to install IIS server, right?
So Mahesh, you said like control panel and programs under programs.
Yes, I
So
will
you
be
are,
explaining. Wait.
yes,
From
that
that
part.
step, I will be explaining you. So just for configuring IIS server on our Windows PC, you need to search for control panel. Search for control panel. Okay. After clicking on this control panel, click open it. And you will be finding this page or the control panel, which we all already know. Click on programs. In this programs and features, there is one option is there. Turn Windows feature on or off. You can click here also, either you can click programs and features, and in the programs and feature, you will be getting the same thing at this position. Turn off Windows feature on or off. So after turning on and off, you need to select Internet Informative Service, Internet Information Service, Hostable Web Code. These two things you need to enable it. Okay, so right now I have checked. So I have checked those two things and click on OK. Then this feature gets automatically installed into your web browser, into your operating system. Okay, after these features get installed, you need to again search whether it is installed or not. You need to look after that. For that, you need to type IIS. Then this I has been installed. After getting installed, you will be seeing such kind of application is been installed in your virtual machine. Then you need to open this one. So this is the Internet Information Service Manager look like, where you will be finding all the monitoring or all management part of your server. Okay. So here you can see HTTP response server, where you can set all the inbound, outbound rate, error pages, directory browsers, and all these things. But no need to do anything at this point. What you need to do is open your folder, file folder, and go to C drive. Go to C drive. Okay. In C drive, when you will install IIS server, automatically one folder will be getting created in etpub. Okay. Initpub. Okay, the name with initpub, it will be getting created. You need to open that initpub and you need to go to this www root folder, which is the HTTP, like where the index file is being saved mostly. Okay, and here you will be finding two HTML pages. One will be photo and one will be HTML page. Okay, so this page is your index page. And suppose I need to create my own HTML page, I can create here with new text document. Okay, and I will write some code, HTML code in it, and I will delete that IIS this feature server. This file I will be deleting, and I will be creating HTML with .html code with .html extension file I will be creating here, and that will be shown at my server. So this is how I have created a website, static website on my virtual machine. And to access that website from third-party software or third-party IP address, I'm coming to my local computer and I'm going to this virtual machine settings, where I'm finding in settings, clicking on network. In network, I'm adding a inbound port rule. Inbound port rule. Okay. So no need to add anything at this place. Only the destination port range should be 8080. And just click on add button. So inbound port rule will be getting added at this point, and you can access your website by using your public IP address. Okay, which is what is your public IP address of my server? So that public IP address you will be finding at this point. See, here you will be finding the public IP address. So from this IP address, I can access my virtual machine. Now, what if this public IP address I will be connecting with name server, then any domain name, that by using that domain name also I can access my virtual machine. Got it? Yes.
So please repeat the add inbound security rule again.
Okay, okay. I will wait. Click on overview of your virtual machine. Come to your Azure, Microsoft Azure virtual machine. In settings, you need to find networking part. Okay. Here in networking part, you need to find it. And one networking inbound and outbound rules you can configure at this point. Even the load balancing part also you can configure at this point. But right now we need to configure inbound rule. So click on this inbound rule. It is by default there only. And here one button is there, add inbound rule, inbound port rule. Okay. And here the inbound port rule you need to add it with 8080 destination port. Destination port range should be 8080 and you need to click on add button. That's it now. Okay, so it is already existed, so it is not taking. So after adding this inbound port rule, you can access your virtual machine via browser. Okay, like you can any websites, any web application you have hosted on your web server, you can access via browser with its public IP address. So this public IP address will remain static, like it will be a static IP address which will not get changed anytime. So this you can configure to any name server, which is called as domain name, like the way Google is having, like the way Facebook is having. So such kind of practical it is all. Yes. Now any issues you are having, please let me know. Yes. Yes, at first time it looked like little tricky, but after knowing all the things, you can configure it. Any doubts you people are having till now?
So for me, I couldn't create the virtual machine itself. Some errors are coming. Could you?
Can you, sir, share your piece, share your screen so I can see what error you're getting?
Just a minute.
Meanwhile, Narendra, you can delete those resources of virtual machines which is being created by me.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Suhani ma'am.
Sir, after adding that inbound rule, if I'm trying to access my ID, I cannot access it. It is saying it cannot be reached.
So you can add like 8080, you have added the inbound route, right?
Sorry.
Which port number you have added as an inbound
8080.
route? So you can try for 80 also.
80.
Yes. Some PCs are using 80 as a default port, and some PCs are using 8080 as a default port number. The same way we are configuring SQL database, na ma'am, on our local PC, we are giving some kind of port number, right? Like in PHP also, while installing Apache server, we are configuring some port number. The same way we need to configure port number too.
Okay.
Yes, sir, anyone would like to share their screen and show us like what you have prepared? Anyone have completed the virtual machine practical? You can show us on by sharing your screen. Ashish sir, you can where you have got stuck, please let me know in creating virtual machine. You can share your screen, sir. Ashish sir. You can show to us like where you got stuck. Okay, so sir is sharing, I think, screen. Okay, show it to sir.
Sir, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, it is visible.
Sir, here.
So those who have completed the practical of making virtual machine, till it is okay. But for additional purpose, I have shown you how to host a website on virtual machine. Like it's additional practical, in additional add-on thing which is there in that virtual machine. In practical, it is only to create a virtual machine on Microsoft Azure. So be sure like you are able to create a virtual machine on Microsoft Azure.
So after creating it on a virtual machine is created on the cloud. On the cloud also we can do this IIS settings and.
Sir, we have done on cloud only. On locally, we haven't installed anything.
Sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, I have shared my screen, so I can see this. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
it's coming now. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, sir. Good, sir. You have successfully completed the practical. Congrats. Thank you, sir. You can unshare your screen now. Yes, anyone facing challenges, you can share your screen and show it to us so we can help you with the errors what you are getting.
Sir, what I mean is that without downloading the RDP file, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can this be done on the cloud itself?
Without downloading RDP file, I don't get you. Like RDP file is used to access your virtual machine from local PC
Yes,
or
from my
any
local
network.
machine.
Yes.
From my local
And
machine.
if you access that virtual machine from browser itself, then at that time you need to select HTTP or HTTPS while configuring VM.
Okay,
Got it, sir?
so the virtual machine can be accessed through the browser also, right?
Yes, it can be accessed through browser also, but the costing part of that is quite higher actually for accessing HTTP via HTTP.
Okay, sir. Got it. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, who has shared the screen? I think Ashish sir has shared the screen. So yes, sir, what error you are getting? Let me know.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Sir, I'm stuck here in creating a virtual machine. I'm stuck in.
Show me, please.
I'm
Oh,
sharing, but
why
it's.
this installation extension installation is being
Yes, sir.
shown?
Yes, sir.
Open
Yes,
your
sir.
Microsoft Azure. Click on Home button.
Yes, sir.
So open that resource where you have created your virtual machine. It should be shown in this recent tab only. Click on virtual machine, sir. And now you can search your virtual machine at this point.
It's not.
You can search above also. There is one search button is there. You can search your virtual machine name.
Sir, I was stuck in creating a virtual machine. I was creating, but that part was
So
skipped.
no, sir. I got you. You haven't created your virtual machine.
Yes, yes, yes,
Now
sir. I was
you need
stuck
to
at that point only.
follow the steps which are there in the chat box for creating virtual machine. And what
Okay,
error
sir.
you are getting, you need to take a screenshot and you can paste it on chat box also
Okay, sir.
while creating virtual machine, sir. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So any other faculty which are having errors, please share your screen. Okay, sir. Yeah. So what error you are getting, sir? Hello, I'm audible to you, sir.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, all the things what you instructed, I have followed. But while creating it, just to see, review and create, nothing is coming.
So, sir, in this procedure, just refresh the page, sir. Just Control R, click Control R on your keyboard. Now click on Review plus Create. Directly click, you can click on Review plus Create. No need to click on next. So see, sir, you are having two errors, one with basic and one with networking. So click on that basic tab first. Okay. So yes, sir, you have a means to give the resource group name. Okay. Then you means to give virtual machine name. Give the any name to your virtual machine. Select the geographical location, like which from where you need to deploy your virtual machine. Okay. Choose the image with Windows OS. Don't choose with Linux, sir.
Yes. Already I have chosen I have chosen the Windows only.
It
And
might get resetted. It might get reset, sir. Long.
Windows 10 Pro, no?
Windows 11 Pro you can choose.
Okay.
10 Pro is older one, no?
Okay.
Okay, any one you can choose.
Then
Go to this size and choose the lowest amount size. Size, sir. No, there must be. choose B1S.
Yeah, B1S.
B1S.
Yes. Username.
Okay. Now give the username and password.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
given.
Choose the inbound port as an RDP port.
Yeah,
3389.
89.
Okay. Confirm the license copy.
Yes.
Mark checkbox that. Click on next button.
Next one. Okay.
Next one.
Now it is coming, sir.
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
this is how you can create a VM. Okay, sir.
Okay.
So
Okay.
any
Thank you.
other faculty having errors while creating virtual machines, you can ask your queries, doubts.
Magesh, this is Saswatan. We have just 3 more minutes to
Three
close
more
this.
minutes. Yeah, yeah.
Just for
Time
your
is ending.
yeah.
So okay, fine. In tomorrow's session, like today, we have completed our virtual machine. In tomorrow's session, what we will be doing, we will be quickly reviewing, quickly taking a brief of virtual machine, and I will also show you one more practical with Linux-based OS. And tomorrow we will be also learning how to configure SQL database on virtual machine. Okay, how to configure SQL database on virtual machine and how to connect local database to the cloud database. Okay, so whatever things you will be adding into the local PC, it will get updated to your virtual machine or cloud SQL database also. That tomorrow we will be mostly saying, like two practicals are there tomorrow, so don't miss any part of tomorrow's session, because tomorrow I will be covering virtual machine also, I will be covering SQL database also, and also a few parts of let us see, like data warehouse or blob storage, I can do it or not. So I can cover those part also. So please don't miss tomorrow's session. Please be attentive, and whatever errors and all the queries you are having, you can post it in meeting chat also, in WhatsApp group also you can do it. So I can help you with your queries. Okay.
Sir, could you share the video actually recording of the practical session? Since,
Sure, sir. After this session gets completed in the evening, I will be sharing you the whole video recording at your WhatsApp.
And sir, the steps of the later part, can we get? Because
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That is the part I need to show you right now. So the steps will be something like this. You need to click on overview. And here you need to stop your virtual machine. Actually, it has been deleted, I think. So from backend, Narendra sir, I
Your
completed my
screen is
virtual
shared,
machine.
not shared. Screen is not shared.
Okay. So don't worry, sir. By tomorrow, I will be telling you the further process, how to delete a virtual machine and how to again configure this Linux-based OS also.
Hello.
Hello, am I audible to you all?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, Mahesh.
I just wanted to know that the process that we have done today, do we need to repeat it again tomorrow?
No, the same process I will be explaining with Linux-based OS. The same process is there. So tomorrow there is no need to repeat again. Tomorrow different practical will be there with SQL database that you need to perform.
And if I change my machine, if I change from laptop to desktop, would that be okay?
Yes, that will be okay. No issue.
Okay.
So internet connection is must, but
yeah.
Magesh, can you take like one question from Kaish Ahmed sir? I think he has been asking some challenges.
Oh, sorry. Actually, there are a lot of questions are there.
Yeah. Maybe we can take that and we can close this.
Yes, we can close.
Kaish sir,
What
you
is
want
the
to
question?
speak on that? Just a minute. He was. Sir, you want to speak on that?
He's speaking about inbound.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can unmute
Yeah,
yourself
from
and you
that
can
time I
speak
have
to
been
us. This is the
asking.
meeting actually. A lot of people are there on the meeting. So
I can understand. So I was just
query is
continuously
quite
putting some
difficult to
message there. You able to hear me?
Yes, I am able to hear you, Kashif sir.
Yeah. So like I got stuck in the step where you are not, I was not able to open the website. I copied the public IP, but I could not able to open it. I
So,
added
sir,
inbound
at that
rule.
point now, sir, see, what is the procedure you need to follow?
Percentage
So
is there.
after
The presentation is also
configuring your
nice.
VM.
Prepared by yours. Using
Ma'am, all
there is any
faculty members, please go on mute, please.
animations, simulated
Hello.
videos are there.
Hello.
Hello.
If you make
All,
this posted with
All
GPU.
faculty members, please go on mute.
In the list told it is only
Yeah, we'll
applicable
do it.
for
Okay, so now I'm audible. I have muted all the faculties. So see, Kashif sir, actually the process you need to follow to host a website on server is that you need to install IIS on your server. And after installing IIS on your server, you need to create one HTML page in the folder with the name inbit, okay, inpub, okay, and after creating HTML page at that point, you need to create an inbound rule. Where you can create inbound rule? In your VM dashboard, which is there in Microsoft Azure, where you will be finding networking tab. Okay, and networking tab, you will be finding this to add inbound port rule. And you need to click on add inbound rule, and you need to configure inbound rule with 8080 or 80. Okay, so this is the inbound rule for accessing your website. That is what I want to tell you. If possible, I will show you tomorrow also. No worry.
Mahesh, I'm keeping the attendance link also now. I'm
Yes.
requesting all the faculty members to go and mark the attendance for today's session. If
Those
already
who have
marked,
already marked the attendance, please
no
don't
need
mark
to
the
mark.
attendance. No need to mark the attendance. Those who haven't marked the attendance, they can mark it.
So, and Mahesh, there is one question like from Kayif sir in the chat box. Can you respond to that? And meanwhile, I'll also close the session. So yeah, I think like
Yes,
we are
sir,
almost
you can delete resources. Yes, actually, we will be deleting resources from our side. So don't worry to delete the VM. We will be deleting from our side. And Narendra, you can start deleting the resources.
Yes, I'll delete.
Okay.
So I'm
So
deleting
to delete.
like all the
Sir,
resources
before-
are deleted. All the
Yes,
faculty
all
members.
the resources will be getting deleted, sir.
Yes. I'll
It
delete
will
all.
get cost. It will charge cost for us. So all the resources we can delete it. If you want to practice, then you can practice in your free time, and again you need to delete that one by yourself. Okay, sir.
Sir, one small doubt I have. In the chat box, I have sent this small image. That is the error that I'm getting.
Let me see. Remote desktop service access has ended possible. So, sir, this error is of your local firewall error you are getting. You need to enable your firewall. Either way, you can do one thing. You can disable your firewall and you can check from there. Again, check one more time.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then sure, we will be wrapping up this session right now, and let us meet by tomorrow
So,
at
sir,
sharp.
Mahesh, Shashwatan will, I think I will take one photo.
Oh, yeah, photo is there. Yes.
no, I thought I can take a photo on the final day. You know, we take one photo yesterday. But yeah, I think we can take it on the final day also.
We can take it now, sir.
Okay, that is okay.
Yeah.
So kindly please turn on your cameras, like we will be having one common photo.
I think like somebody sharing the screen also. Can you also stop sharing the screen?
Myself is sharing the screen. I'm stopping the screen sharing.
So yeah, again, we will be following the same norm today also. The norm is like you can also express your feeling through your face. Like if it is a very smiley, good expression, it means like you really enjoy the session. Like if it is very sad, like face, like then it means like the session is not so good or there is no takeaway from the session. So you can fix like what kind of reaction you want to give. And Narendra, you are taking photo, is it right?
Sir, from my side, some glitch is there, sir.
Okay.
These tabs are not able to.
Then I'll take. I just want to ensure like more number of faces are coming on the screen. I'll just check like I can change the settings. full. I think almost I can see like around 20 faces. I think, yeah, I don't think so I can increase more than that. But yeah, so when I say like smile, when I say like start, you can also show your reaction and then I'll take a click and start. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait. Something went wrong. Yeah. Just a minute. Good. Okay. Yeah. So and start. Once again and start. Great. Thank you so much for our lovely pictures. We will also share these pictures in the WhatsApp group. And we have also posted the Google form in the attendance Google form in the chat. So you can also use that. So again, we can meet tomorrow sharp at 9:20 so that like we can also start exactly by 9:30. And definitely we will have 10 more minutes. 10 minutes game tomorrow morning also. Whoever joins at 9:20, they'll get a chance to play a small game like the way we have played today. So we can meet tomorrow at 9:20 sharp and have a nice day, nice lunch. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye all.
Thank you.